江西的怎么没往第二个放？到了，到了。
أبو الخدمة خدها غادي مش كنا فيصل زادي كنا أخو شروع على درجة
क्यों हो रहा है क्या करें पार्टर क्लॉज नहीं अमेंड करें
हेलो नखीज
गवर्नर साहब आपकी आवाज आ रही है
चेयरमैन साहब क्या हाल है आपकी खैर खैरियत तबीयत ठीक है
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अब आप क्लियर हैं
थैंक यू फॉर योर सपोर्ट
मेहरबानी
बस बस हाँ नहीं सही है चेयरमैन साहब मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको
गवर्नर साहब आ रही है
Your Excellency Chairman Sangirani,
尊敬的宋涛部长
Your Excellency Minister
尊敬
Song
的
Tao,
刘奇书记
Your Excellency Secretary
姚
Liu
劲大
Qi,
使
Your Excellency
各
Ambassador
位与
Yao
会代
Jin,
表
dear participants,
大家下午好
good afternoon.
欢迎出席以
Welcome
高质量共建
to
走
the
廊
second conference
携手
of the
共处经济民生
China-Pakistan
为
Economic
主题
Corridor
的
Political
中巴
Parties
经济走廊
Joint
政党工商
Consultation
机制第二
Mechanism
次会议
aimed on working together to promote economic
2019
development
年3
and
月
improve people's
中巴
lives
经济走廊
through
政党工商机制
high-quality
成立
CPEC
并且举行
cooperation.
了
The
第一
first
次会议
conference was held in March last
1年
year.
多以来
Over the past year,
中巴两国的政党
political
保持着密
parties of
切
the
的
two
沟通和
sides
协
have
作
kept close
为凝聚双
communication,
方共建走廊的
built
共识
consensus,
推动
and
走
played
廊
a
建设
positive
行稳
role
致远
in
发挥了积极的作
securing
用
steady progress in
当前
CPEC development.
新冠肺炎疫
As
情仍然在
COVID-19
蔓延
still rages on,
中巴两国的
it's
政党
highly relevant
议会
that representatives
政
of
府
political parties,
智
parliaments,
库
governments,
医
think
语
tanks,
学
the medical
企
and
业
business
和媒体的代
communities
表
and media
齐聚一堂
are gathered together to have
就疫情防控
in-depth
常态化的
and
情况
candid
下如何
discussions
高质量
and
推进
contribute
中
wisdom
巴经济
and
走廊建设
suggestions on how to
如何恢复
promote
经济发展
CPEC
改善民
development,
生等问
ease
题
the impact of
贡
the
献智慧
epidemic,
建言献策
restore economic
具有
growth
特
and
殊重要
improve
的
people's lives.
意义我们期待着各位能够就会议的主题发表
We look
真知灼见
forward to your
坦诚
in-depth
共商
visions and candid discussions.
现在会议正式开始
Now,
首
I
先我们想
declare
请各
the
位
formal
观看一
opening
下
of the
为本
conference.
次会议
First of
特定
all,
制作的专
please
题短
watch
片
a video clip
中巴经济走
entitled
廊政党的力量
CPEC, the power of
请工作人
political
员
parties.
这个稍微还是低一点还是怎么样？能看出来。啊？哎，我以前没跟你说过说这个事，你以前说过是吗？这没事就拉过来。挺完就完了。怎么回事？哎，哦，那行，兄弟，网络上有点问题，那个骗子，继续先走，好吧？我跟我这儿说一下，解释一下。好。我想确认一下，参加会议的巴基斯坦方面的朋友们，能听到我们中方这边会场的声音吗
Hear us, dear friends. Can you hear us?
如果听到的挥手怎么样
Could you wave if you can hear us?
Yes.
？OK，
Thank you.
由于这个技术原因呢，这个短片我们一会儿再放。我们继续这个会议的这个以下的这个议程。我们特别高兴地得知啊，巴基斯坦方面高度重视这次这个工商机制的第二次会议。阿尔维总统阁下还专门向本次会议啊发来了贺信。现在我们就请巴基斯坦参议院主席桑吉纳尼阁下宣读阿尔维总统的贺信。
Sandirani to read out the message.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. On behalf of the President, I am carrying out a congratulatory message. First of all, I wish to extend my warm congratulations on successful opening of second conference of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor Political Parties Joint Consultation Mechanism organized by International Department of Central Committee of Communist Party of China and hosted by the Pakistan-China Institute. CPEC is an iconic project of Belt and Road initiatives and would play a vital role in China-Pakistan all-weather strategic cooperative partnership aimed at building a community of shared future in the new era. CPEC is a transformational project having the potential to change the destiny of the region and promote regional connectivity and integration. China and Pakistan should take advantage of our extraordinary cooperative relations in the political, economic, and security sector to turn crises into opportunities, to drive our bilateral cooperation into new eras and take our respective development to new heights. The conference takes place at a time when turbulence is intensifying and a strong sense of anxiety is spreading worldwide. The human society is now approaching crossroads to decide whether we should embrace the integration and development or pursue isolation and seclusion. The vision of the President Xi Jinping for a community with a shared future for mankind and the Belt and Road Initiative represents cooperation, peace and development and meets the aspiration of the majority. As a major partner in Belt and Road cooperation, Pakistan will remain committed to supporting China in bringing about lasting peace, common development, and universal prosperity. We will continue to enhance cultural exchanges and mutual trust between China and Pakistan and between countries and regions in South and Central Asia. The relations between China and Pakistan is not only between governments, but also encompasses people-to-people relation and relations between parties and political level. During my visit to China in 2011 and 2020, I was highly impressed by the commitment and importance being given to Pakistan by the Chinese leadership. I found that Pakistan could learn a lot from Chinese experience of many fronts, including poverty alleviation, anti-corruption measures, and accountability of officials and party leaders. Pakistan and China have common goals in the region, and both are making serious efforts to promote peace and stability in the region. But unfortunately, India is bent upon destabilizing the regional peace by escalating tensions with China and Nepal over borders and unleashing a region of terror in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan strongly condemns the blatant posture and proactive acts of India, which pose threats to the regional peace and stability. In view of the growing challenges, both countries are required to closely work together to overcome the challenges and defend the shared interest in the region. I would like to reaffirm our strong support to One China policy and strongly oppose any foreign interference in internal matters of China with regard to Hong Kong and Taiwan. We remain all-weather friends with deep roots between our people, and our friendship is deeper than the oceans and higher than the mountains. I take this opportunity to express my gratitude to Chinese leadership and its people that always extended steadfast support to Pakistan and at difficult times. Pakistani nation is highly indebted to China for its contribution in development of defense industry as well as its role in social and economic uplift of the Pakistan. I am deeply appreciative of China helps in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, which provided timely medical assistance by sending medical aid, personal proactive equipment, and medical experts to help Pakistan in its fight against the pandemic. Similarly, Pakistani students in Wuhan were especially taken care of by the Chinese authorities during the pandemic, and this gesture will always be remembered by Pakistani nation. We are also grateful to China, which has boldly condemned Indian atrocities in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and supported Pakistan's stance on Kashmir. In the end, I would like to appreciate the efforts of this forum to deepen the relations between Communist Party of China, CPC, and Pakistan political parties, and to bring about political consensus on this iconic project. I would like to reiterate that CPEC belongs to no political party or government, but is the common treasure of two people. Long live Pak-China friendship. Dr. Alvi, the President of Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Thank you.
现在我们请宋涛部长代表中国共产党答谢，并做主旨讲
Now
话。
I'd like to invite Minister Song Tao to express appreciation and deliver keynote speech.
桑吉纳里主席，
Your Excellency Chairman
尊敬的
Sanjirani,
刘奇书
Your
记，
Excellency Secretary Liu
尊敬
Qi,
的姚劲大使
Your，Excellency Ambassador
尊
Yao
敬的各
Jing,
位
honorable
参会代表，
participants,
女士们、先生们，
Ladies
朋
and
友们，
gentlemen,
大
friends,
家下午好。
good afternoon.
我代表中共中央对外联络部，
On behalf of the
对出
International
席
Department
中巴
of the
经济走
CPC
廊共
Central
商机制
Committee, I'd like to
第二次
express
会议的
warm
各位代
welcome
表
to
表
all
示热烈的欢
participants
迎。
who are here for the second conference of the CPAC Political
感
Parties
谢
Joint
二位
Consultation
总统阁
Mechanism.
下专门
I'd
向
like
会
to
议
thank
发
His
来
Excellency
热情友好
President
的
Arif
贺信。
Alvi for sending his
我
warm and
谨转
cordial
达
letter to
习
our
近平总
conference,
书
and
记
I convey
对
to
总统
President
阁下
Alvi
的
the
亲
sincere
切
greetings
问
and
候
best wishes
和
of His
良好祝
Excellency
愿。
Xi Jinping, General Secretary of the
总统阁
CPC
下
Central
在
Committee.
贺信中高度评价
In his letter,
中
President
巴关
Alvi
系
spoke highly of
两国政党交
China-Pakistan
往
relations,
和
our
中巴经济
party-to-party
走廊建设
exchanges,
取
and
得
the
的积极
progress
进展，
achieved through CPAC.
充分肯定
He
本次
fully
会议
commended the
为
positive
深
role
化
of our
双方
conference
友好
in
与
deepening
务实合作
China-Pak
发
friendship
挥的
and
积极作用，
practical cooperation.
勉励
He
中巴
also
双方
encouraged us
共
two
同应
countries
对
to
疫情
jointly
挑战，
fight against the
推动
COVID-19,
两国合作
promote our
和中巴
cooperation
经济
and
走廊建
CPAC
设
building
迈
to
向
a
新阶
new
段。
high.
我们对此深表感
We
谢。
truly appreciate it.
我们愿同八方
We
一道，
stand ready to work
积极
with
落实
Pakistani colleagues
两国
to
领导人
actively
的重要
implement the
共识，
important consensus of our
密切
leaders,
两国
intensify experience
政党
sharing on party
治国
and
治
state
国
governance.
与治国治党里经验的交流，
We are also willing to work
促
with
进两国及
Pakistani
地方
colleagues to
在
step up
中巴经
concrete
济走廊下
cooperation under the
各领域的务
CPAC
实合作，
so as
携
to
手
jointly
推
build
动构
the
建
China-Pakistan
中巴命运
community
共同体。
with a shared future.
中巴是
China
同
and
甘共苦的
Pakistan
好兄
are
弟，
true friends and good
泛
brothers
滥与共的
sharing
真朋
weal
友，
and woe.
宁舍金子，不
We
舍
can give
中
up
巴友谊
gold,
的共
but
识，
not our
在
friendship.
中巴
This
深入
idea
人
is
心。
widely shared in both
新
countries.
冠肺炎
Since
疫
the
情爆发以
COVID-19 broke
来，
out, we have
中
been
巴手
helping
腕
each
相
other.
助。习近平总书记
General Secretary Xi
与
Jinping had
伊姆
phone
兰
calls
汗
with
总理
Prime
通话，
Minister Imran Khan
就两国疫
and they
情防
reached
控、
important
推动构建
consensus
中巴
on
命运共
epidemic
同体
control and
达
the
成重要
development
共识。
of our community with a shared
阿尔
future.
维总统在中
President
国抗疫
Alvi
关键时
visited
刻访
China
华，
at a critical
各位
juncture
所
of
在
our
的政党
anti-epidemic
纷
fight.
纷向我
The
们
political
致
parties
函慰问支
represented by
持。
you today also
中
sent
方也
us
通过
messages
政
of
党政府的
sympathy.
渠道，为
Meanwhile,
巴
China
提供
provided
了各类的
Pakistan with
援助，
various support through party-to-party and
积分
government-to-government
之进场，
channels.
烈火
Fire
见真
is the
情。
test of gold.
中巴在
Our
泛滥中
mutual support
真
during
情
such hard
互助，
times has
生动
vividly
诠
showed
释
the
了
essence
中
of the
巴命运共同体的
China-Pakistan
内涵，
community with a shared
谱写
future.
新
We
时代
wrote a
中巴
touching
友好的
chapter for
感人
our
篇章。
friendship in the new era.
女士们、先生们、朋友
Ladies
们
and，gentlemen,
中
friends.
国最近出版了
Recently, the
习近
book
平
Xi
谈治国
Jinping,
理
The
政第
Governance
3
of
卷，
China 3,
收
has
录
been published
习
in
近平总
China,
书记
collecting
2017 年
92
10
speeches
月
made by the
至
General Secretary
2020
from
年1
October
月期间的重
2017
要
to
讲话、
January
演
2020.
讲
This
等
book
共92篇，
represents the
是新
essence
时代
of theories
中国共
that
产党人
Chinese
坚持
communists
和
have
发
been
展中
observing
国
and
特色社会主义
nurturing
的理论
while
结晶，
pursuing socialism with
集
Chinese
中反映了
characteristics in the new era.
促进世界和
This
平
book
与
is
发
a
展的中国
collection
理
of
念、
China's
中
notion
国
and
主张。
proposals in
在其
promoting
中
world， peace
关于
and
“一带一路”的
development.
一篇主旨
In
演
a
讲中，
keynote speech on the
习
Belt
近
and
平总
Road
书记强
Initiative,
调，
General Secretary Xi Jinping
要
stressed
推动
that we
共
should
建“一
jointly
带一路”
promote
的
high
高质
quality
量
Belt
发
and
展，
Road
使其
cooperation
成为
to
共
create
同的
more
机遇之路、
opportunities for
繁荣之
common
路。
prosperity.
中巴经济走廊建设
Guided by
正是
this
秉持
idea,
着这
the
一精神，
CPAC has
成
grown
为
into
“一带
a
一路”
signature
倡议的
project
标志
of
性
the
项目。
BRI.
开建以来，
With
走
one
廊建设
progress
取得
achieved
丰硕
after
成果，
another, the
得到了
CPAC enjoys
两国
strong
各领域
support and
各
wide
层级的大
participation
力支
in
持
various
和参与
fields。at different levels
中
in
巴经济
both
走廊
China
政
and
党共商机
Pakistan.
制去年3月成
The
立，
CPAC political
并举
parties
办
joint
第一
consultation
次会议。
mechanism, which was launched last
在
year,
凝聚巴
with the
朝
first
野共
conference
建走廊
convened,
共
has
识，
actively
推动
forged
走
in
廊建设
Pakistan
行
the
稳致远
consensus
方面
on CPAC
做出了积
cooperation
极贡献
for。steady progress in
目
the future.
前，中国同斯里兰卡
Similar
菲律宾、
mechanisms have
尼
been
泊尔
set up between
等国政党
CPC
之间
and
的“一
political
带一路”
parties
政
in
党
Sri
共商机
Lanka, the
制
Philippines,
相继
and
成立，
Nepal for joint
彰显
consultation on
中巴
BRI
政党合作
cooperation,
在
which
地
shows
区
that
和
the
国际合作
party-to-party
中的示
cooperation
范作用。
between China and Pakistan plays an exemplary role
当前，
in regional and
中巴
international
经济走廊
cooperation.
建设进入新时期，
CPEC development has
面临
entered a new era,
新机遇。
facing new
高质
opportunities.
量共建
High
走廊
quality
需要
CPEC
两国政
cooperation
党
calls for greater
展现更
sense
大
of
担当，
responsibility from
实
our
现更
political
大作为。
parties to register
为
new
此，
progress.
我愿提出
For that to
4
happen,
点倡议
I'd。 like to propose the followings.
中巴经济走廊是
First,
共谋繁荣的发展之路
the。CPEC is a road of
中巴政党
development for our
要
common
做两国合
prosperity.
作的引领者，
Therefore, we political
在
parties
中巴
shall
政党
lead the
共同支持下，
cooperation between our
走
two
廊建
countries.
设不
With our
断
joint
走深
support,
走实，
CPEC has been
早期
going
收获
deeper
喜讯
with
不断，
more substance
17个项目
registering
业已完成，
successful early harvests.
16个项目开
17
工在建。
programs were concluded and 16 are under construction.
中国连续多年
For many
是
consecutive
把
years,
第一大贸易
China
伙
has
伴
been
国和投资
Pakistan's
来源国，
largest trading
希
partner
望
and
两国政
biggest
党
source of
继续用好政
investment.
党共
I
商
hope
平
that
台，
political parties,
在
both
加
in China
强协
and
商、扩
Pakistan,
大共识
can
的
make
基
good
础上，
use of our
不断
consultation
凝聚
platform
高质
while
量共
strengthening
建走廊
coordination
的
for
政治
greater
共识，
consensus. We
为
should
推
work
动走
to
廊
forge
建设
more political
贡献
consensus
更多的
on high
政党
quality
智慧、
CPEC
政
cooperation
党力
and
量
provide our
和
wisdom,
政党方案。
strength, and solutions.
中巴经济走廊是改善
Second,
民生幸福之路，
The CPEC is a
中
road
巴
to
政党
happiness and a
要
better
做民
life.
心民意的引导
Therefore,
者，
we political parties should
走
be
廊建
there
设
to guide our
始终
people.
秉持
The
面
development
向
of
全
CPEC is
巴
always for
惠
the
及民生
well-being of
的
all
宗旨，
Pakistani people,
为
and
促进
it
巴
has
就
played
业、
an important
提高
role
民
in
众生活
offering
水平
jobs
发
and
挥了重要
improving
作用。
people's lives.
截至目前，
By
两国
now,
已制定了17
17
个
programs
涉及
have been
教育、
drafted
扶
by
贫
our two、
农业、
countries
职
covering
业技术培训
education,
等项
poverty
目，
alleviation,
对
agriculture,
巴
and
经
vocational
济民
training,
生
which is
形
a
成
strong
有力支
support
撑。
for the
我们
Pakistani
注意到，
economy and people's
把
welfare.
不同地区
We have
对走廊
noted
建设有
the
不同的诉
different
求，
requests on
我们
CPEC
愿意与巴
development
政
in
党保
different
持沟通，
regions of
积极
Pakistan.
听取
For that,
并
we
引
stand
导
ready
巴
to
民众
keep
对
communicating
走
with
廊建设的
Pakistani
新期
political
待和
parties
看法，
to listen
共
to
同
and
维护
guide Pakistani
走廊
people
建设的
for new
民意基础。
expectations and opinions so as to jointly ensure people's
中巴
support
经济走
for
廊是
CPEC
维护
cooperation.
稳定的安全之路。
Third,
中
the
巴政党
CPEC is a road
要
for
做合
stability
作
and
成果
security.
的守护
Therefore,
者。
we political parties
近年
shall
来，
protect our
巴
cooperation
国内
fruits.
安全
In
形势
recent
显
years,
著改善，
Pakistan has
暴
become a
恐事
much
件大
safer
幅减少，
country with much
显示
fewer
了
terror
中巴
attacks.
经济走廊
This
安
shows
全
the
稳定
role
性
of
的
the
作用。
CPEC as a stabilizer
走
for
走廊安
security.
全建设离不开
Meanwhile, the security
巴
in
朝野
CPEC
政党
development is made
在
possible
中央和地方
thanks
层
to
面
the
的
great
重视
support
和支
by
持。
Pakistani political
我们愿
parties
与
at
巴
the
政党
central
围
and
绕走
local
廊建
levels.
设安全，
Hence, we're
加
willing
强
to
沟
step
通，
up
建言
communication
献
with
策，
you on
共同
ensuring
肩负
security
起
of the
守护
CPEC,
走廊的
offer
重
our
要责任。
advice and suggestions so as to shoulder with
中
you
巴经济
the
走廊
heavy
是互
responsibility
利
of
互惠的
protecting the CPEC.
共赢
Fourth,
之路。
the CPEC is
中
a
巴政
road
党
for win-win progress.
要做
Therefore,
正
we
向舆
political
论的
parties
塑造
should
者。
be there
当
and
前，
help shape
部分外
favorable
部势力
opinions.
奉行单边
There
霸
are
权
some
和零
external
和博弈的
powers
思
that
维，
pursue
不断
unilateral
抹黑、
hegemony and
扰
zero-sum
乱
game
走廊的合
mentality.
作，
They keep
离间中巴关
stigmatizing and
系，
disrupting
破
CPEC.
坏
They
地区
try
和
to
平发
drive
展
a
良好
wedge
势头。
between us and frustrate the peaceful
巴政党
development
领导人
in our
多次
region.
予以驳
In
斥
response,
谴责，
leaders of
我们
various
对此
Pakistani
深表
parties
赞
have
赏。
condemned such behaviors with strong
希望两国
arguments.
政党
We
继续
highly
保持密
appreciate
切沟
that.
通，
We
对
hope
不实
as
的
political
言论
parties,
记
we
住
keep
扬
our
清
close
正
contact
本
to
清源，
debunk rumors.
主动向巴
Meanwhile,
国
we
内和
should
国际社
reach
会
out
讲
and
好
share
中巴
success
经济走廊
stories
故
of the
事，
CPEC
维护走
to
廊
not
建设
only more
良好
Pakistani
舆论
people,
氛围。
but to the international community.
女士们、
In
先
this
生
way,
们、
we will
朋友
build
们，
an enabling
地
environment
方
of
合作
opinions for CPEC.
是中巴
Ladies
经
and
济走
gentlemen,
廊建设
friends,
的重要组成部
subnational
分。
cooperation is crucial
对
for
推动下
CPEC's
阶段走廊建
high-quality
设高质 质量发展
in the next
具有
phase.
重要的意义。江西省
Jiangxi
在中
province
巴
has
地
been
方
a
务
front
实合作
runner
中
in
走
this
在前
regard
面，
with many
取得了
achievements.
丰硕的成果。中方 全力支持两地进一步加强交流合作，拓宽合作渠道，丰富合作内涵。中联部也将继续通过党纪渠道，为中巴地方合作搭建更多的平台，提供更多的助力，为打造中巴命运共同体做出更多贡献。女士们、先生们、朋友们，交的祈祷千里同航。中巴政党合作顺大势而行，前景光明，未来可期。让我们携手并肩，共同努力，肩负起时代赋予我们两国政党的历史使命，共商走廊合作大计，共建走廊合作伟业，共享走廊合作成果，不断开创中巴关系更加美好的未来。谢谢大家。
Thank you.
好，感谢宋涛部长。下面我们请巴基斯坦参议院主席桑吉纳里阁下做会议的致辞。
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. His Excellency Song Tao, Minister of International Department of Communist Party of China, and my friend, His Excellency Liu Qi, Secretary of Jiang CPC Province Committee, Senator Mushahid Hussain Sayyid, Chairman Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs, Senator Shari Rahman, Governor Balochistan, Honorable Parliamentarians, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon to you all. It is a great honor for me to jointly chair the second conference of the Joint Consultation Mechanism of Political Parties on CPEC, along with His Excellency Song Tao. After a successful first meeting last year in Beijing, I am confident that this second meeting of this important forum will further boost Pakistan-China synergy on CPEC through the national consensus that exists on CPEC among all political parties of Pakistan. I appreciate the efforts of the International Department of CPC and Senator Mushahid Hussain Sayyid and other organizers to organize this virtual meeting during the COVID-19 pandemic, which shows our shared commitment to bring socio-economic prosperity to our people under the platform of CPEC. I also take this opportunity to congratulate the Chinese people and the CPC on their successful struggle against the coronavirus, and also thank China for timely and substantive support to Pakistan in tackling COVID-19. Dear friends, with such diverse geographies, human capital, and natural resources, South Asia presents itself as a huge market and world full of opportunities. Undoubtedly, the credit for providing leadership on regional connectivity goes to China with its landmark Belt and Road Initiative, which aims to establish sustainable and highly profitable economic corridors with more than half of the world through ports and pipelines, roads and railways, economy and energy. Pakistan highly appreciates and supports of His Excellency President Xi Jinping landmark Belt and Road Initiative and his vision of the shared prosperity and win-win cooperation. It carries an enormous economic and diplomatic potential that can transform the world through peace, prosperity, and connectivity. We as leaders representing this region must all focus on the economic and developmental opportunities through the Belt and Road initiatives for the betterment and uplift of our people. On this note, I notice with great delight that CPC is on track to accomplish the first centennial goal by 2021, when the Great Communist Party of China celebrates its 100th birthday. Under President Xi Jinping leadership, the CPC indeed has fulfilled the promise of ruling for the people. I deem it pertinent to highlight that China-Pakistan economic corridor is a practical manifestation of our common vision of inclusive and shared development. In this regard, Gwadar, in my province, deep sea port serves as the link to connect the Silk Road economic belt and the 21st century maritime Silk Road. CPEC has already entered the second phase after successful conclusion of the first phase. Ladies and gentlemen, this second meeting of the joint consultation mechanism of political parties on CPEC shows to the world our cooperation, mutual respect and understanding is the way of the 21st century. I assure you that Pakistan and China will continue to work together in harmony to bring lasting peace and sustainable development to the people and the region. We support all efforts to preserve and protect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of China and reject any foreign interference in the internal affairs of China. Senate of Pakistan is an important national institution where senators of different regions come together to speak for the people and work for their benefit. As China-Pakistan cooperation proceeds to greater depth, the Senate of Pakistan shall play a greater role in forging the consensus of different political parties and delivering their political support for more cooperation between our countries under CPEC. On this note, I wish you all the best of luck for fruitful outcome to today's conference. Thank you all. And Shishe.
感谢上金达理主席。现在我们请江西省委书记刘奇先生致辞。
His Excellency Mr. Liu Qi, Secretary of CPC Jiangxi Provincial Committee.
尊敬的宋涛部长，尊敬的姚静大使，尊敬的巴基斯坦各位嘉宾，大家下午好。 很高兴能有机会参加中巴经济走廊政党工商机制第2次会议。这个机会，我首先要代表中共江西省委、省人民政府和4600万江西人民，对巴基斯坦各方特别是桑杰拉尼主席阁下对江西经济社会发展给予的关心、 支持和帮助表示衷心的感谢。也借此机会向宋涛部长及中联部对江西工作关心、支持、帮助表示衷心的感谢。那江西是处在中国的中部，面积为16.69万平方公里，人口4600万，下辖 11个社区市，100个县市区。江西的文化底蕴深厚，有1000年的池都景德镇，1000年的书院白鹿洞书院，1000年名楼滕黄阁，还有呢1000年的古刹东陵寺。那么江西也是中国革命的摇篮，人民军队的摇篮。 也是人民共和国的摇篮，也是工人运动的策源地。 江西生态环境优美，森林覆盖率为63.1%，是我们中国最绿的省份之一。江西发展活力充沛，经济保持平稳较快的发展。2019年全省 GDP 为2.48万亿元，主要的经济指标增速位居全国的第一方阵。今年以来，在习近平同志为核心的党中央坚强领导下，我们统筹推进疫情防控、防汛抗洪救灾和经济社会发展，扎实做好6稳工作，全面落实6保任务。上半年，全省的 GDP 增长为0.9%，经济发展呈现企稳回升的良好态势。中巴山水相连，民心相通，命运相系。中巴友谊源远流长，坚如磐石，历久弥新。作为古代丝绸之路和海上丝绸之路的重要商品输出地，江西深入落实习近平总书记提出的“一带一路”建设倡议，全力参与中巴经济走廊建设，与巴方开展了务实合作，取得了积极的成效。第一，江西参与中巴经济走廊建设，经贸合作是重要的基础。我们坚持把深化经贸合作作为参与中巴经济走廊建设的先导性工作，打造了江西建设、江西制造、江西外援、江西走出去联盟等国际合作的名片，实施了一大批重大项目。2019年，江西省与巴基斯坦进出口总额为2.6亿美元。今年上半年，两地进出口总额为1.1亿美元。近3年，江西企业在巴投资也超过了14亿美元。江西铜业、江西中煤、江乌集团等省属国企在巴项目不仅改善了当地基础设施，还提供了超过1500个就业岗位，成为中巴经济走廊建设的重要参与者。第二，江西参与中巴经济走廊建设，人文交流是桥梁纽带。我们大力推进两地科技、教育、文化等领域的合作，不断拓展人文交流的宽度和深度。我省与巴基斯坦高等院校建立了多种形式的交流与合作关系。南昌大学与巴基斯坦国立科技大学合作双面光伏组件研发与中试生产项目。江西理工大学和杭州浦大学共建孔子学院。目前，江西共有1269名巴基斯坦的学生和14名巴基斯坦的教师，其中有3名荣获了江西省政府授予来赣工作外国专家的最高荣誉庐山友谊奖。丰富多彩的人文交流正成为增加两地共识和友谊的重要纽带。第三，江西参与中巴经济走廊建设，守望相助是我们的价值追求。我们加强与巴基斯坦政党政要的互访互信，与巴基斯坦人民风雨同舟，守望相助。2017年时任江西省委书记杜兴社同志率中共代表团访问了巴基斯坦，并在江西接待了巴基斯坦人民党干部考察团一行。2019年，我在江西南昌接待了来访的巴基斯坦国民议会副议长卡西姆舒里阁下一行。国际商务官员研修江西基地 共培训了巴基斯坦114名官员。高层间的互访加深了双方的友谊，提升了双方合作的战略高度。在这一次抗击疫情斗争中，我省向巴基斯坦捐赠了一批医用口罩等防护物资，助力巴基斯坦尽早战胜疫情。疫情无国界，人间有真情。这里我代表江西省再次向巴基斯坦政党捐赠50万只医用口罩、2100套防护服，以表达江西人民对巴方抗疫的支持。5年来，中巴经济走廊建设取得了丰硕的成果，已经成为新时代中巴务实合作的标志性工程，成为一带一路国际合作的亮点典范。不仅造福两国人民，更对地区和平稳定和经济融合发展产生了深远的影响。下一步，我们将在中联部的精心指导下，以“一带一路”建设为引领，以中巴经济走廊建设为抓手，在基础设施、产业发展、教育文化等方面深化交流，拓展合作，为建设中巴命运共同体做出我们江西的贡献。也希望巴方继续支持江西企业对接巴基斯坦发展战略，支持已签署的重大基础设施和能源、民生等项目落地，努力实现优势互补、互利共赢。我们坚信，随着“一带一路”建设的深入推进，中巴经济走廊建设这个旗舰项目必将迎来更大的发展机遇，谱写高质量发展的新篇章。诚挚邀请巴基斯坦各位嘉宾在疫情过后到我们江西访问考察，衷心祝愿巴基斯坦人民幸福安康，祝愿各位嘉宾工作顺利，万事如意。谢谢。
感谢刘奇书记。
Thank you, Secretary.
现在我们请正义运动党首席召集人
I'd like to invite
萨伊夫拉
Mr. Saifullah, Chief Organizer of the PI.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Mr. Song Tao, Minister of the International Department of CPC Central Committee. Your Excellency, Mr. Liu Qi, Party Secretary of CPC, Jiangxi Provincial Committee. Our favorite ambassador, Your Excellency, Mr. Yao Jing, and honorable leaders from all political parties. Assalamu alaikum and greetings from Islamabad. It is indeed a great moment of pride, happiness, and satisfaction, where I'm witnessing the high-level leadership of the Chinese Communist Party and high-level leadership of all political parties of Pakistan, portraying the colorful image of unity for our mutual national interest. China and Pakistan are all-weather strategic partners, and this fact is accepted by our minds, heart, and soul. As we all know that the journey of a successful future is only possible if we have a credible, reliable, and understanding partner, which in our case is China, and in your case is Pakistan. The year 2020 has been a very tough one for the entire world, where the most developed and the developing are going through the same struggle and fighting against the novel coronavirus. China has undoubtedly given an exemplary performance, which has been witnessed by the global community at large. The way the Chinese leadership took SOS health measures and initiatives for overcoming the COVID-19 and achieving success is tremendous. Although China was struggling hard with the COVID-19, but it still kept the morale high and helped its iron brother Pakistan with all medical, technical, and financial assistance. And in our utmost capacity, Pakistan reciprocated the kindness by all means. Pakistan, being a developing country and economy and having less resources compared to the other countries, still gave an outstanding performance in combating the coronavirus, which amazed the entire world. And the efforts and policies of our central leadership were praised by global leaders and organizations at various occasions. The Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, under the leadership of our chairman and the Honorable Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, His Excellency Imran Khan, has full confidence that the mutual cooperation of Pakistan and China will not only help us in elevating our economies, but also give the strength and platforms to speak for our people and combat our common enemies. The way China has always stood tall with Pakistan in our fight for the rights of the Kashmiri people and raising the voice of the people of Kashmir on all international platforms, we are highly indebted and truly appreciate the gesture and support. The exchanges between PTI and CPC have enhanced the understanding between the two parties. And just before the coronavirus pandemic started, we have received a high-level delegation led by Vice Chairman of the People's Political Consultative Conference of Jiangxi Province, His Excellency Chen Jiangqin, who briefed us about the historical importance of Jiangxi for the Communist Party and also the current development and economic contribution by the people of Jiangxi for the People's Republic of China. We're also extremely thankful to the party secretary of Jiangxi for the medical aid of PPE and masks sent to our country at the very beginning of the coronavirus, and also to the IDCPC for the medical masks donated to all political parties in Pakistan. As PTI and CPC have signed an MOU, of which His Excellency Minister Song Tao was a signatory, and under the umbrella of that MOU, PTI and CPC have had several exchanges between party cadres and central leadership. And we got to know a lot about the CPC when the leader of the CPC party school spent 3 days with us, along with his delegation, and gave us comprehensive details of the CPC and its mechanism. I believe such exchanges always contribute a lot in strengthening the bond and increasing the detailed knowledge about the two parties. Although our political parties might have many conflicts and arguments on our domestic problems, but when it comes to our relationship with China, we all are proudly present together and stand shoulder to shoulder to let the whole world know that our in-house differences have never and will never affect our relationship with China, and that there is no conflict big enough which cannot be forgotten when it comes to the prosperity and integrity of our people and country. The China-Pakistan economic corridor is a gateway to prosperity for our people, and indeed the fruit of our mutual trust and brotherhood between the two countries, where all mega developments and initiatives across the globe were stopped and slowed down. Our morale and efforts enabled us to continue the development on CPEC under the vigilant and honest leadership of His Excellency Prime Minister Imran Khan. I rest assure you all present at this event that CPEC is given the highest level of importance, and any obstacle that comes in the way shall be taken care of in the best way possible. May Allah subhanahu comfortable and safe for our people on both sides. Long live China, Pakistan-China friendship, Pak-China, Pak-Chin Dosti Zindabad. Thank you very much.
感谢萨伊夫拉先生。现在我们请穆蒙谢的领导人、参议院外委会主席穆扎希德先生致辞。
Mushahid, leader of the PMLN. Now the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, Assalamu alaikum and Ni Hao from Islamabad. It's a great pleasure to be here. Excellencies, first of all, I would like to mention Excellency Sadiq Sanjarani, the Honorable Chairman of the Senate of Pakistan, Excellency Song Tao, the Honorable Minister for the International Department of the Communist Party and member of the Central Leadership of China, also Honorable Liu Qi, the head of Jiangxi Province Party Committee, and I would like to thank him for his generous gift and to the political parties of Pakistan through 500,000 masks and 2,000 personal protective equipment. And I would also like to mention the Honorable Governor of the province of Balochistan, His Excellency Yasin Zai, Amanullah Yasin Zai Saab, and all my distinguished colleagues, friends, comrades from different political parties. There are 10 political parties participating this afternoon from all parts of Pakistan. They represent all the political spectrum of Pakistan, and they are here gathered on one platform to convey a message of unity and strength when it comes to Pakistan-China relations. I also would like to wish to extend the greetings from the leadership of my political party, the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, from the Supreme Leader of the party, Mr. Nawaz Sharif, who is recuperating in London and because of health reasons, and also from the party president, Mr. Shahbaz Sharif, who is also leader of the opposition. It's a great pleasure and privilege to be here because this is the second joint consultation mechanism of CPEC political parties. The last one was organized on March 18, 2019, and we had a very great conference in Beijing. And I remember I was there with Senator Sherry Rahman of the Pakistan People's Party, as well as the Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi Sahib, who is currently today in China, in Hainan Island, having negotiations and on a wide-ranging strategic dialogue between Pakistan and China, leading a high-powered civil-military delegation. The importance of today's conference can be gauged from the fact that we have the highest political representation from both countries. We have the Chairman Senate of Pakistan, and the Chairman Senate of Pakistan, His Excellency Sadiq Sanjarani, represents the Federation of Pakistan, all the provinces of Pakistan who are represented in the Senate of Pakistan. And we have Mr. Song Tao, the Minister for the International Department of the Communist Party of China, who is member also of the Central Committee. So this is an important step forward. And I would also like to compliment my good friend, Mr. Yao Jing, the Ambassador of China. He has been here on his third stint, and we wish he can stay longer, at least till the visit of President Xi Jinping, which is upcoming sooner rather than later. First of all, also, I would like to compliment our Chinese friends on successfully overcoming the coronavirus crisis. This is a huge crisis of human proportions. It was a medical emergency. China led the way. And the 76-day lockdown of Wuhan, which China enforced, showed that the leadership of China, led by President Xi Jinping, the Communist Party, the government, and the support of the people, ensured success in that. And it also showed the quality of China's healthcare, and the focus has been on people-centered development, which President Xi Jinping has always been mentioning. And we feel that China also not only helped Pakistan in that, but Pakistan also in its own humble way contributed to supporting China in that crisis. We were the first country on 1st of February to send masks and other equipment to China. And this mutual support during difficult times shows the close collaborative nature of our relationship. I would also say that this is very heartening that despite COVID-19, despite the coronavirus crisis, CPEC, which is today the centerpiece of Pakistan-China relations, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is the pivot, the flagship of the Belt and Road Initiative launched by President Xi Jinping in 2013, which is the single most important diplomatic and developmental initiative of the 21st century. CPEC remains on track. In fact, it has gained further momentum. And we have had new agreements in the field of hydel projects, energy, infrastructure, and especially recently, the landmark project on the revolutionization and transformation of Pakistan's railways infrastructure, which will be the most important reform and reorganization of the Pakistan railways in the last 70 years since our independence. So we thank China for their support, and both countries remain committed to that. And I would like to say that in Pakistan, there are 3 issues on which there is a broad national consensus above party lines: CPEC, Kashmir, and the nuclear program, where we all speak with one voice because these are issues linked with the core interests of the state as well as the people of Pakistan, because CPEC is a guarantor of a better tomorrow for Pakistan's 220 million people. And it is also providing Pakistan the opportunity to be the hub for regional connectivity. As the Chairman said, Mr. Sadiq Sanjurani mentioned in his speech, linked through economy, energy, ports, pipelines, roads, and railways. So in this context, I feel that in the new situation which is emerging, CPEC has assumed greater relevance because the world is being transformed. There are changes taking place. We see the global shift in the balance of economic and political power from the West to the East. And we welcome the peaceful rise and development of China, because China's strength and China's development is a source of strength to countries like Pakistan, because China has always taken a principled position on various issues affecting the third world countries based on the United Nations Charter, upholding the international law. And we thank China for their support to the Kashmir cause and their reaffirmation of their upholding of United Nations resolutions, and the meetings that took place in the UN Security Council on Kashmir were thanks to the facilitation and leadership provided by China. And similarly, Pakistan has fully supported China in its core interests. And when they had this aggression from India and Ladakh, Pakistan fully supported China. Pakistan also fully supports China in the defense of its sovereignty, its territorial integrity, its dignity, and national independence. There are forces which are trying to intervene in Chinese internal affairs. We reject that intervention with a resolute, strong commitment to stand by China, whether it's Hong Kong, whether it's Taiwan, whether it's Xinjiang, whether it's Tibet, whether it's South China Sea. And we also reject this talk which is emanating from certain hawkish quarters in the West about a new Cold War. Asia cannot be a battleground for a new Cold War. We feel that China has charted the path through the Belt and Road Initiative, through CPEC, for cooperation and connectivity. And we reject any notion of confrontation or containment, which has no place in 21st century politics. So both countries stand by their core interests. Both countries seek to build CPEC so that we can have a better tomorrow for Pakistan, for China, and for Asia. Because the 21st century is the Asian century, a better tomorrow, no overlords and no underdogs. Long live Pakistan-China friendship. Thank you very much.
感谢穆萨希德先生。现在我们请人民党副主席、参议院中巴经济走廊委员会的主席雪莉·拉赫曼女士致辞。
Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. His Excellency, Chairman, Senate of Pakistan, Mr. Sadiq Sanjurani, His Excellency, Mr. Song Tao, Minister of the International Department of CPC Central Committee, His Excellency Liu Qi, Secretary of the CPC Shaanxi Provincial Committee, and again, our favorite ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador Yao Qing, who is the best known
说我们跟前方确认一下，我们就跟确认一下，对。
Connection is unable. Internet connections. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So once again, it's indeed a great honor to speak at this important meeting. It's a webinar this time. Last time we were in Beijing. Those were, and this too, hopefully, will prove to be a very important conference in uniting us on key areas that distinguish CPEC's importance and build highways to connectivity between each other. I want to particularly thank the International Department of CPC Central for organizing this and other meetings at such a critical time and giving Pakistan and my party, the Pakistan People's Party, an opportunity to speak at this level of representation. I also want to acknowledge Senator Mushahid Hussein's constant untiring efforts for such endeavors, and I look forward to joint cooperation in the future. As we do well to remember, the People's Republic of China and Pakistan share an unmatched history of outstanding all-weather relations, which literally glitter over a large canvas of mutual interests extending over 6 decades. Pakistan and the People's Party, and I'm sure all others, support a one China policy. They always have, and the sovereignty and continued spectacular growth of China, not just in Asia, but on the global stage. We at the PPP pay particular tribute to President Xi's vision of the Belt and Road Initiative, under which China is stepping up to take global responsibility for global goals based on a dream of mutual growth and shared prosperity. With the erosion, as you can see, of the multilateral order and the waning of the unilateral moment where global leadership cannot be premised on one country's prosperity or anyone first, China has stepped up and embraced a renewed commitment to connectivity, economic growth, and collective progress on the world stage. This is very important. Whether it be investments abroad or humanitarian assistance during the pandemic or global climate responsibility, which is a common problem that we cannot ignore, or international development that benefits all via its soft power, China under President Xi has entered a new phase of taking up a global role of leadership. And I think this is something we need to all pay attention to. In this awakening of the dragon through a transformational vision, we appreciate that the CPEC is the poster child of the Belt and Road Initiative, like a jewel in its crown, holding in its vision a potential new future for Pakistan in multiple possibilities that deepen both economic and political ties between China and Pakistan. Today, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you all that the COVID-19 pandemic has given Pakistan a new window of opportunity to review and reset our commitments to growth at multiple levels. Progress under CPEC 2.0 in this phase is indeed the urgent need of the hour. At this point, I also want to thank the People's Republic of China for their continued assistance and the sending of masks to my party also in Islamabad, as well as to the people of Pakistan. Thank you once again, and also congratulations on your stellar performance as a country in coming out of the great novel coronavirus pandemic with the kind of literally unprecedented infrastructural and health response that your country gave. It is indeed an example for the world, and I hope that we can continue to gain and learn from this experience. As we see, ladies and gentlemen, China's investments power their way through the jugular vein of CPEC. It is a matter of both responsibility and pride that makes me say that the PPP is fully committed to realizing the dream of this great platform connecting the two countries. This vision is now shared and will be carried on forward by PPP under Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's leadership. It began famously under Shahid Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, well before CPEC was even thought of, and Chairman Mao. And then it was curated and it prospered greatly under Muhtarma Prime Minister Shahid Benazir Bhutto, and of course President Zardari, who brought forward this vision of CPEC by his not just visits, but investing in giving the port of Gwadar from Pakistan during his time. This vision, as I said, is understood, and PVP is invested in the great Chinese dream. Let me take this opportunity to reiterate that CPEC goes well beyond partisan politics for us, as all parties are suggesting today, and that we're all united around one fundamental truth. In a world defined by unexpected conflicts and challenges, CPEC is the economic stabilizer that can steer Pakistan into the 21st century and become the highway to the future of a connected Asia, as well as Eurasia, and of course, China and Pakistan. Let me also take this opportunity to thank the CPC and its International Development Department for the important opportunities they provided us and my delegation from the Pakistan People's Party to study key innovations that many of your leaders in China take forward, both at the central and provincial level. I recall with great pleasure the meeting with Your Excellency, Minister Song Tao, during your courtesy call to Chairman Bilawal Bhutto in 2018, and also the meeting, my meeting with Liu Shenxi, Party Secretary of CPC's Shaanxi Provincial Committee. Such close interactions between our two parties are strong testimony to the dynamism of inter-party cooperation in driving CPEC forward. Over the years, the PVP government in Sindh has worked closely with Chinese officials and investors in facilitating projects, people-to-people relationships, cultural exchanges, the Confucian centers. My husband now speaks Mandarin, incidentally, and most importantly, in ensuring the security of all those involved in CPEC projects. As part of our history of joint cooperation, PVP really looks forward to continuing to work closely and expeditiously with local and Chinese stakeholders, including Shaanxi province, in achieving our common goals and interests for the betterment of our people and the region. Given how this COVID-19 has slowed down the global economy, progress under CPEC has now become more pivotal than ever, and it is an urgent imperative, I believe, for all of us. It is undeniable that the infrastructure and investment pipeline that CPEC brings would immensely benefit Pakistan and take the country into another era of prosperity and peace in the longer run. It is important to point out that Chinese investment can stimulate literally a 15% increase in Pakistan's GDP by 2030 and can likely create over 1 million jobs across various sectors in Pakistan if we connect together, coordinate better, and execute policy and projects at a faster rate. With employment opportunities, an integral part of the CPEC dream, almost 1.1 million people can come out of the poverty trap in Pakistan. Pakistan increased trade, and this is crucial for Pakistan. It has been forecast that our trade can increase by 9.8% if Pakistan implements reforms, well in addition to transport infrastructure under CPEC. This project can literally create 700,000 new jobs at this point and add up to 2.5% to Pakistan's annual growth rate. Not to forget, the current 2.0 CPEC projects is the implementation of SEZs, which can also revolutionize the job sector and create new opportunities for entrepreneurship, which can be the key sector to accommodate the youth bulge in Pakistan, as more than 60% of Pakistan's population is under the age of 30 and greatly in need of opportunities and literally job training. CPEC has given the millions of young people who enter the workforce every year a renewed hope. We have a joint task, therefore, to find ways in which we can tap into the potential of Pakistan's youth and expand their growth, and look at ways to accelerate youth employment and skills training. As CPEC grows, Pakistan and China must look into a broader range of ventures and issues where we can cooperate and work on one of which is environmental protection and climate change. As head of the Climate Change Caucus in the Senate, I would urge Beijing to give this its utmost attention for Pakistan, since currently we rank as the 5th most vulnerable country to climate change, 2 places up from last year, and this is a matter of great concern for and should be on our joint agendas for the future. China is no stranger to challenges brought about by climate change, but today we see that China is the leading country when it comes to renewable energy projects and has also taken a leadership position on the global stage in climate change conferences where other leaders have withdrawn their support. We hope that the Chinese government can bring the clean energy initiatives they have enforced at home to Pakistan. It is our responsibility to ensure that we are doing the best we can to protect the environment, and together we really must move towards eco-friendly, sustainable and renewable energy sources. It is my singular honor also to head the Senate's special committee on CPEC. We are scrutinizing the progress of all the CPEC development projects and making sure they become successful without any delays and disruptions. But I would like to point out at this stage that I would like more speed, more urgency, and faster fruition of different stages of government project movement, which will realize these dreams, particularly in the province of Balochistan. I've also emphasized the need for expediting work on the various projects related to power generation, agriculture, science and technology, and infrastructure. I also want to emphasize on the importance of national unity at this point. The WHO's Director General recently stated that national unity is key to containing the COVID-19 pandemic. In the same spirit and vein and thinking, the same literally applies to the CPEC dream. In Pakistan, for CPEC to thrive and prosper and realize its great potential, national unity is the need of the hour. We do bring that to the table in our committees and our own political parties' commitments, but I think more is needed from the government. All provinces must be on the same page when it comes to the greater good of the country. And again, I want to point out that all provinces must be included by the planning ministry in their roadmap projects every year, so that this becomes truly inclusive and removes the from the provinces and their leadership their worries and concerns about what CPEC can give to them. I literally hear in my committee again and again that especially the smaller provinces, and again I point out Balochistan, which is the home of Gwadar and where CPEC can really grow to its great potential. I hear them voicing concerns which I think their own government must take cognizance of and bring them on one platform so that they can also feel included better as key stakeholders in this great drive for prosperity into the future. I would then finally like to thank once again the IDCPC for making this important meeting possible and the Chinese government for its unfaltering cooperation, support, and friendship to the people of Pakistan. Indeed, since the first JCM meeting convened last year, we've all achieved via the inter-party channel greater consensus, both within Pakistan and between Pakistan and China, on how to utilize better quality of CPEC cooperation. The future really, ladies and gentlemen, lies in peace through economic partnerships. And let us hope our roadmaps take our young people into a brighter, energized, connected millennium. Thank you once again, Sheshe, for this important opportunity. Long live Pak-China friendship, as we say, and Pak-Chin Dosti Wansoi. Thank you.
Thank you,
Madam.
我们请秘鲁之省的省督
I would like to invite His Excellency Mr. Amlahan, Governor of Balochistan.
In the name of Almighty, the most merciful and the beneficial, Your Excellency, Mr. Sang Tao, Minister of the International Department of CPC Central Committee, Your Excellency, Mr. Lu Chi, Party Secretary of Jiangxi CPC Provincial Committee, Your Excellency, Ambassador Yao Jing, and Your Excellency, Mr. Sadiq Sanjarani, Chairman Senate, my fellow colleagues and honorable leaders of different political parties, Assalamu alaikum, and artiest greetings from the beautiful valley of Quetta. Thanks for having me at such an important meeting. The year 2020 has been a tough and tiring one for the whole world as the novel coronavirus affected the livelihood of the people and wreaked havoc around the globe. And in such crisis, China has emerged as a global champion of humanity and proven to be a world leader by providing assistance to many countries, including Pakistan, with medical and financial aid. Let me begin by congratulating the resounding success of China and CPC, our appreciation to
来，咱们有跟前方联系一下的这个工作人员吗？看看是就这么就断了，还是我们开始续上？能联系上吗？啊？他的网络断了是吧？这样的，我们因为技术原因，阿马鲁拉汗这个省都的发言，我们一会儿再找机会补上。刚刚的几位政党的领导人呢，发言都很精彩，集中的体现了中巴经济走廊当中蕴含着的政党的力量。我想现在是一个最好的机会，看一看这个我们制作的短片。 感谢工作人员给我们制作的这么一个精彩的短片啊！我们再一次邀请秘鲁之省的省督阿马鲁拉汗先生完成他的发言。
For his speech.
China, can you hear me, please? I was off the line. Yeah. China and Pakistan are all-weather strategic partners. The spirit of brotherhood was alive and did what was the need of the day. And Pakistan was one of the first countries to stand by China during this epidemic. And in our limited resources, we contributed to the well-being of the Chinese people, and without the due, China reciprocated and without any due with all that was possible. Whole leadership perspective of Pakistan in my position as governor of the Chinese embassy in Pakistan, in China, I saw the love, care, and devotion for the people of Pakistan in the hearts of the Chinese people and leadership. And the first meeting, I also attended the first meeting of the Road and Belt in Beijing, where Mr. Mushahid Hussain, Sherry Rahman, and our other friends were there. And I still remember the Beijing declaration, which was made there, and it is still in our hearts, and we still stand by it as a whole nation, despite our internal differences here in Pakistan. From my experience, I have realized truly that China is a vibrant country, and the leadership has put a lot of efforts in providing all resources to its people, and through the CPC's poverty alleviation initiatives, it is quite visible that the Chinese people are benefiting from it, especially the people of the ethnic minorities who are being taken care of in the best way possible. During my visit to Xinjiang, from the markets to the streets to the workplaces, I observed was joy, love, and satisfaction on the faces of the people of Xinjiang, and this actually proved that the Chinese leadership have indeed paid special attention for the well-being of the people of Xinjiang. Xinjiang's development was prosperity, and prosperity having debunked the hypocrisy of the Western double standard on human rights. Recently, there has been a lot of smearing and blaming on China by some external forces. We at Pakistan stand firmly with China and CPC. The Belt and Road Initiative of Chinese President, His Excellency Mr. Xi Jinping, is indeed a game changer, which aims to make a community of a shared future for mankind. And CPEC, being the flagship project of this initiative, gives our two countries a very big opportunity to develop and elevate our people to the greater heights of sustainable growth and economic prosperity, which is the urgent need of today's world. Balochistan is an important link of CPEC, where Gwadar Port is the jewel of crown. Currently, the CPEC in Balochistan is well underway, and we begin to see early harvest as more Chinese investment pouring in. As governor, I wish to reiterate the commitment of Balochistan to CPEC and the desire to have more cooperation with local government of China and Jingji province in the construction of CPEC. I have carried out several initiatives with Xinjiang and hope to do the same with Jiangxi. Indeed, I am thankful to the IDCPC for making this platform where all political parties get a chance to extend their views, suggestions, and also reservations on the different aspects of the Sino-Pak cooperation in times of diplomatic and economic cooperation, as I believe that dialogue and discussion leads to fruitful results, and every stakeholder is happy to be taken on board. This is the second JCM I am attending, and I'm thankful to the Chinese leadership for giving me this opportunity to express my feelings to all present here in my capacity as governor. I'm always available for any sort of assistance to anyone, including the Chinese leadership and the Pakistani leaders present here today, as only and our mutual cooperation, the understanding and lead to a prosperous future for our people. And in the end, I would say that as far as Mushahid Hussain has pointed out, that on three things, CPEC, Kashmir, and our nuclear program, we as a nation stand by shoulder to shoulder, and especially as when it comes to Pak-China friendship and the CPEC projects, we stand shoulder to shoulder, and which we had already, it was declared in the first meeting in Beijing called the Beijing Declaration, and I look forward for our cooperation. Thank you. Long live Pakistan-China relationship, and thank you very much.
感谢阿马鲁拉汗圣都，感谢刚刚各个政党的代表所做的精彩的发言。这些发言呢，再一次证明啊，中巴经济走廊是中巴两国共同的发展之路、幸福之路、安全之路、共赢之路。我们期待的两国政党政要们能够继续携起手来，共同的支持和维护好、发展好中巴经济走廊建设。会议上半场的议程到此就完成了。我们再请大家共同观看一个视频的短片。
حاجات كويسه حرير طريق الحرير طبعا هندعمهم احنا بالشراء طبعا. ميم بلد فرعونيه تشتهر بالحرير والكليم والسجاد، والحرير هو المكون الرئيسي، ولذلك ليس بالمستغرب وليس غريبا علينا أن ندعم الصين في طريق الحرير، لأنه هو طريق المستقبل.
I'm Yarasus from the northern province of Brevi here. I was Undersecretary of State at the Prime Minister's office. I was in charge for the development along Cambodia-Thai border. I see how poverty, how the country could be changed to peace and stability and development. In 2016 in Phnom Penh, President Xi Jinping with Prime Minister Hun Sen, the two leaders decided to have the China Cultural Center. So at least you can see the result of the center that we have planned. It will be a bond of solidarity between people and people. Cambodia could also push up to another level beyond that poverty. We're going to be emerged to high middle income country by 2030. We are two countries in different character, but we can understand the common language, the common action, and the common need of our people.
好，我们继续开会。下面我们请姚劲大使阁下致辞。
I'd like to give the floor to Ambassador Yao Jing.
First of all, let me thank the International Department of the CPC Central Committee, as well as the province of the CPC, the Jiangxi province, organizing and sponsoring this very important webinar on the political parties engagement of the CPEC relations. More importantly, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for the participation of the Honorable Chairman Senate of Pakistan, as well as political leaders of almost all of the nations. I think that today's occasion, it is a good learning opportunity for me from of the different parties regarding the development as about the relation in China and Pakistan is much beyond that the different political parties. The project is cooperation with the two nations of China and Pakistan. But because of the political parties, we are the representatives of the different communities and the different peoples. And the input better development project as this relationship is of high priority as far as the Chinese government and our. Of course, some of the project or some of the progress of the project, but I can those people's project under the CPEC framework has been conducted in a smooth way. And also, I should say, I'm very helpful. I'm very happy to see that the COVID-19 is also under good control in Pakistan with the government and the people. It is a good opportunity for us to move forward with our mutually beneficial cooperation. However, that this relationship between China and Pakistan has survived this kind of challenges of the COVID-19 and has much stronger and closer. International situation as well as the regional situation are undergoing a very complicated. Under this kind of background, I think that a lot of new challenges are emerging for the two nations, countries of China and Pakistan. I would like to assure that all the political parties in Pakistan, the Chinese Communist Party, as well as the Chinese government, will pose as a strong partner and we will stand together for the safeguarding of our national dignity. We will work together to stand prosperity and development of our two countries. Of course, we will work together and stand together for a better connectivity and for the stability. Once again, I'd like to also assure that the Chinese embassy in Islamabad, as well as the consulate general in both Karachi and Lahore, will do our best to serve the party relations as well as that the nation cooperation in the two countries. Once again, I present my thanks to all of you. That's it.
好，谢谢姚金大使。
Thank you, Ambassador.
中国海外港口控股有限公司的张保忠董事长，我们也特别高兴有机会请到你请你结合海外港口公司参与中巴经济走廊建设的实践，给我们介绍一下中巴合作的机遇和前景。
Tell us its prospects and opportunities.
谢谢郭部长，尊敬的宋部长。桑吉拉尼主席、刘奇书记、姚静大使、海燕局长，尊敬的巴基斯坦各位政党领导人、
leaders of
尊敬
Pakistan
的各位
political
兄弟
parties,
姐妹，我是瓜达尔港
friends.
运营公司中国海外港口控股公司的张宝忠，
I'm Zhang Baozhong
非常
from
荣幸参加这次会议， 并
the China
利用
Overseas Ports
这
Holding
个机
Company,
会
the operator
向
of
关
the
心
Guada Port.
支
I'm
持
very
瓜
happy
达尔
to
工作的
attend
各位
this
领导，
meeting, and I'd like to
回
take this
报瓜达尔港
opportunity
最
to
新进展
update
情况。
the development
从疫
of
情爆
Guada
发
Port
一直到现在，
to
将近
all the
9个多月的
leaders
时间内，
who have been
我和我的
caring
同事
for
们
and supporting
一直
the
坚守在巴基
construction
斯
of
坦，
Guada Port.
为巴
In
基
the
斯坦
last
的
9
抗疫斗争
months since
和经济发展
COVID-19 broke
而努
out,
力
my
工作，
colleagues and I have
亲
stayed
身
in
经历了
Pakistan,
两国人
committed
民
to the
在灾
COVID-19
难面前
response and economic
守望相
development in
助的
Pakistan.
兄弟
I
情
am a
谊。
witness of the brotherhood of
很
mutual
难忘记
support
疫
between
情
our two
在中
peoples
国
in the
刚
face
刚
of
爆发时，
disaster.
巴基斯坦政府
We
和人
will
民
always
在第
remember
一时
that
间
when
为中国
COVID-19
人民
first broke
送
out
去了口罩
in
等
China,
急需的
the
防疫
government
物
and
资。
people of
瓜达
Pakistan
尔民众
immediately
自发
sent
地走上街
facial
头，
masks
游
and
行示
other
威，
immediately
为
needed,
中国的抗
urgently
疫斗
needed
争而
materials
加
to
油
the
助威。
Chinese people, and the Guada
很难忘记
people went
巴基斯
on
坦疫
to the
情爆发
street
后
for， rallies
中
to
国人民
support
投
China's
桃报李，
efforts
为巴基
to
斯
fight
坦
against
送来了大批
COVID-19.
的抗
And
疫
we
物
will
资，
always
派
remember
遣医
that
疗队，
after the
建设
COVID-19
隔
broke
离医
out in
院，
Pakistan, the Chinese
特别
people
是
have
在巴基斯坦
reciprocated
的中国
by
公司，
sending large
在极端
numbers of
困难的情况
materials,
下，坚
dispatched
持
medical
推
teams,
动各项
built
工作。
field
据我
hospitals
了解，
for Pakistan.
中
In
巴
particular,
经济走
Chinese
廊项目
companies in
没有
Pakistan
一个项目
have continued
因
their
疫
work
情而停
despite
工，没有一
extreme
家中国
difficulties.
公
As
司
far as I
因
know,
疫情
no
而解雇
project
当地
under
员
CPAC
工，
have
没
suspended
有
due
一
to
家公司
COVID-19.
降
No
低
Chinese
当地
companies
员工
have
薪酬。
laid off local
患难
workers. No
见
Chinese
真诚，
companies have
这次
lowered
全
the
球
salaries of
疫情
local
大爆发，
workers. A
再
friendly
次
need
印
is a
证了
friend indeed.
中巴
This
之间
COVID-19
牢不可
breakout
破的兄弟情
testifies
谊。关于
once
瓜达尔
again
工作，
that
我
the
向大家汇报如
brotherhood
下：
and friendship
第一，
between China and
瓜达
Pakistan
尔
is
港及
solid.
配套项目
On the
逆势
development
而
of
上，
Guada Port, I'd
各
like
项
to
工
share
作
with
取
you
得
that
积
first,
极的进展。
the Guada Port and its supporting
2020年上半年，
projects have
瓜达尔
made
港创
progress
造多个
despite
第一，
difficulties. In the
首
first
次
half of this
系
year,
统性
Guada
开
Port
展
has created
阿
many
富汗中
firsts.
转货务，
We
这也
have
是第一次转口
systematically
到阿
started
富汗的 DAP
systematically
化肥，
transferring
在巴基斯坦
cargoes to
港口装
Afghanistan.
袋
It's the
后
first time
运送到阿富汗，
to transfer
仅此一项
DAP
就为当
fertilizers
地创造了近
repackaged
1000
in
个
the
工作
ports
岗
of
位。
Pakistan
伊姆拉汗总理
to
亲自发
Afghanistan.
推，予
This
以高度
project
赞扬。
alone has created nearly 1,000
首次
local
开
job
展
opportunities.
LPG
Prime
业务，
Minister Imran
首
Khan
次
sent
实现了
Twitters
商业
and
化
to
运营，
praise this project.
改变了
And we
过
started
去靠
LPG
政府
business
指
for the
定挂
first
靠，
time and
并给予
realized
陆地运输
commercial
补贴来
operation.
维
We no
持
longer
运
need
转
to
的尴尬处
rely
境。
on government orders
这些事
or
实
land
证明瓜达
and
尔港
transportation
可以成为
subsidies
阿
from
富
the
汗
government.
及中亚国家
These
的
facts
重要
prove
出海
that
口，
Guada Port
并能
will
够
become
为
an
巴基斯坦
important
的经
port
济发
for
展做出
Afghanistan and
重
other
要的贡
Central
献。
Asian countries and contribute to
瓜达尔
the
自由
economic
区
development
投
of
资热
Pakistan.
潮持续
Guada
高涨，
Free
中
Zone
交集团投资
has
的大型厂
become
房
a
已
hub
经
of
建设完成，
investment. The
玉林集
CCCC's
团投资
large
的植物
scale
主培实验
plants
室
has
以
completed
及
its
植物工
construction.
厂
The
已经
plant
建设完
tissue
成，
culture lab
再有
and the
2个月的时间，就可以批量生产瓜达尔地区技术
has
的
finished
苗木
construction.
花卉，
In 3 months'
为
time,
改善
they can
该地区
produce
的生态
in
环
mass
境做出
scale
贡
the
献。
urgently needed seedling and
中国
flowers
和
for
平发
Guada
展基金
region.
会 会专注的发春儿教学楼提前3个月建设完成，东湾快速路、新国际机场、中巴友好医院、中巴职业培训中心等项目在疫情期间坚持施工，特别是能够为将来提供就业发挥重要作用的中巴职业培训中心， 有望
The
提前
China-Pakistan
3到5
Vocational
个月
Training
完成建
Center
设。
is
我汇报的
expected
第二
to
个
finish
问题是
construction 3 to 5 months ahead
携
of
手
schedule, which
防
will
疫
bring
关
a lot
注
of
民生
jobs
共
to
度
the
难
local
关
areas.
巴基
Second,
斯坦
we
发生
have
疫
worked
情后
together to
中国港控
fight against
联
the
合
epidemic,
在瓜
improve
达
the
尔的其
livelihood
他
of
中资
local
企业
people.
在第一
Since
时间
COVID-19
伸出
started in
援手。
Pakistan,
3月7日，向 GDA 医
COPHC
院
and
转申
other
了大
Chinese
量的
companies
口罩、
in the
消毒
Guadar
液、
region
防
have
护服
lost
等
no time
防疫
in
物品。
donating facial masks,
中国政
detergents
府
and
向瓜达尔
PPEs
市民
to
专
the
献
GDA
了
hospitals.
4300套
The Chinese
太阳
government
能设施。
donated
在中国
4,300
驻卡
solar
拉
power
奇总领馆
facilities
的带
to
领下，
Guadar
在
people
瓜中
under
资
the
企业
leadership of
向
Chinese
瓜达尔
Consulate
当地
General
人
in
民
Karachi.
捐献了
Chinese
50吨
companies
面
in
粉、
Guadar
4吨食用
donated
油、
50
4吨
tons of
食
flour,
糖以
4
及椰
tons of
枣等物
edible
资，
oil, 4 tons of
努力
sugar
减轻
and dates
低收入
and
家
other
庭
materials
因
to the
封
local
城
people
而
to
造成
ease
的
the
生
life
活困难。
of low-income families due to
中国港
lockdown.
控实施绿色就业计划，
COPHC
先后建造
has launched
5
a
个
green
绿地公
job
园，
program. We have
种植各
built
种树木
5
近
parks
30万棵。
with nearly
我在这
300,000
里
trees
也
planted.
郑重宣布，
I'd like to
由中
announce
国港
that
控发起的民
the
生项目
livelihood
又一林项目
initiative
已经在瓜达尔
initiated
港
by
竣工。未来
COPHC, the
瓜达
friendship
尔
wood
港又一林
is
将逐步扩展到整个瓜达尔地
its
区。
construction has
我
finished
们
its
还
construction
将
in Guadar
投资
port.
建设
It will
更
roll
多
out
的绿色
in the
经济
entire
下
Guadar
游产业，
region, and we
比
will
如
invest
口蹄
more
无疫区、
in the
椰枣
green
加工、穆斯林食品
downstream
加工
industries,
等，让更
such
多的
as state
草根百姓
processing,
获得就业机会，更好的造福
virus-free zones,
当地民
halal
众。
food processing,
在卡拉奇
etc.,
总
so
领
that
馆的
more
支持
people
下，
will get
我们
jobs.
投资建设的
Supported
瓜达
by
尔
the
妇女就业中
Consulate
心
General
将在
in
下个月
Karachi,
投入生产。
the
近
Guadar
100
Women
个
Job
家庭妇
Center
女可
invested
以
and
通过
built
适当
by
培训后领
COPHC
取缝纫
will be
机和布料，
inaugurated next
在
month.
家务
Nearly
闲
100
暇时间
housewives
就可以通过自己的
will
劳动
receive
获得
training
报酬，贴
and
补家
sewing
用。
machines and
这些
cloths,
措施
and they
在一
can
定程度上
earn
减
income
轻了
through
人
their
们
work
因
at
疫
home
情而
when they
带来
have
的痛
time
苦。
to earn income to support their family.
第
We
三，
believe these measures will improve
瓜
the
达尔政
lives
策
for
逐
the
步
local
落实，
people.
影响环
Third,
境
favorable
逐步改
policies
善。
have
中国港
been
控
acted
衷心
on,
感谢
and
巴基斯坦联
the
邦政
business
府终
environment
于
have
通过
seen improvement.
2020年财政法案
COPHC
落实了
is
瓜达尔
very
港经
grateful
营协议
for
中
the
规定的
Pakistani
税
Federation,
务优惠
federal
政策，
government for
使
adopting
这
the
个
fiscal bill
14年以来
2020,
一
which
直少
recognized
儿未决的
the
问题得到
favorable
了妥善安
taxation
排。
policy
特别感谢伊姆拉汗总理、
stipulated
桑
in
吉
the
拉尼
Guadar
主席
Port Operation
等许
Agreement.
多政要们
This
的亲
has
自协
properly
调。
settled this issue
感
that
谢
has
巴
hung
基
in
斯
the air
坦
for the
陆
past
军、
14
海
years.
军、
We
警察
appreciate Prime
以及
Minister
当
Imran
地
Khan,
政府，
Chairman
特
Sanjurani,
别
and
是
other
当地民众
ministers for their
对
personal
瓜达
efforts.
尔
And our
中国
thanks
人的
also
安全保
go
护，
to the
你
Army,
们
Marine
兄弟般的
Police,
关
local
心、
government, and
信
people
任和
of
支持，
Pakistan
是
for
所有
your efforts in
在
protecting these safety
瓜中国人远离
of
故乡、
Chinese
建
people
设
in
瓜达尔、
Guadar
发展瓜达尔
region.
的决心
Your
和动力。
care, support, and the trust
尊敬的各位
placed
领
on
导，
us
把
is
瓜达尔建设成为一个现代化的
of
新兴城市，
stimulation and
从而
confidence
带
for the
动
Chinese
整
people who
个
have
秘鲁之
been
省的
working
经济
in
和社
Guadar
会
to
发
promote
展
the。development of
是勤
Guadar
劳、
away from
善良、
home.
热爱和平的
It is our
秘鲁
common
之当地人
aspiration
民，
to develop
享受
Guadar
现代化
into a
生活，
modern
是
city
中巴
to
两
boost
国
the
政府和人民
development
共同的心
in
愿。
economic and social terms
这
for
几
the
年， 在中巴两国政府和人民的共同努力下，瓜达尔已经发生了可喜的变化。但是，瓜达尔毕竟是一个落后地区，基础设施，特别是水、 电、
region is still an
铁路、公
underdeveloped
路
region.
还无法满足
Its
当地人
infrastructure,
民和
in
工业
particular
发
the
展
water
的需要。
supplies,
我们
electricity,
仍然需要
railway
更
and
多
highways cannot
艰苦的
meet
付出
the
和
need
刻
of
苦的
local
工作。
people and
我
industrial
们需
development.
要
We
各
still
方面
need
的
to work
理解
even
和支
harder.
持，但
And
我
we
们相
hope
信，
to
只要
get
我
more
们
support and
团结一
understanding
致，
from diverse
致力于
sectors,
我们
and we're
的发展
confident
目
that
标，
as long as we
瓜
work
达尔的
together
明天
for our
一
joint
定更美好。
goal,
中
Guada
巴
will
两国
enjoy
友
a
谊
better
万岁！
tomorrow.
谢谢
Long
大
live
家。
China-Pakistan friendship. Thank you.
好，感谢张保忠董事长。 下面我们请复旦大学附属华山医院感染科主任张文宏教授就健康丝绸之路中巴抗疫合作等话题发言。
On topics of building a health community between China
各位
and Pakistan.
斯坦的朋友，
And from Pakistan,
非常高兴在这里
it gives
和你
me
们
great
交流
pleasure
我们
to
的
share with
抗疫
you
经验。
Chinese
我们的
experience on COVID-19 response.
最近得到了很好的控制，从最高的每天的6天，
The
今天
epidemic has been well
每
under
天只有
control in
600多
Pakistan
一个情
with
况。
confirmed
这
cases
种抗疫的
reduced
成
from
就
over
让全世界
6,000
为
to
你们
600.
感到
The whole
骄傲。
world feels pride
我也
of
注意到
proud
我
of
们
the achievement you have made.
前一段时间，
I
也就是在
noted
8月
that
14号，巴基斯坦还举办了
August
盛大的
14,
活动，庆祝了
Pakistan
自己的
held
第
a
一次。
great celebration
这个
for
举办
its Independence
也
Day.
标志着
It
巴基斯坦
also
在抗疫当
demonstrates
中
that
取得的成就。我
Pakistan
想，
made
巴基
achievements
斯坦
in
人民
epidemic
在这一次
control.
抗疫当中的
Generally
取得
speaking,
的成
I
就，最
think
主要是
the
跟你
achievements
们
Pakistan made
表现
cannot
出前所未有的
be
自律
done without
是有
the
着
discipline
非
you
常
have
明确的
shown.
关系。在中国，我们的疫
In
情的防
China,
取比较类似，全国人民
the
家
whole
能够采
Chinese
取统一
people
的一
take
律和社交距离、戴口罩
unified measures
等方法
to，keep
使我们最
social
终呢
distance
能够
and
控
wear
制住
masks.
这次疫情。在
Because
这次疫情
that,
过程当中
we， managed
两个
to
国家
put
互
the
相
epidemic under
交
control.
流经验，互相的提供有
Both
关
China
疫情
and
当中的
Pakistan
一些
share
物质设备。
experience
我们
and
在
support each other with
发现，
medical
无论是巴基斯坦
resources,
还是中国，我
be
们
it
都
in
在
Pakistan or in
付出了
China.
大。巴基斯坦今
We
天
put a
每
lot
天
of
能够
efforts
检测
in
2万多例。
containing
我们
the
在
epidemic.
中国
In
在
terms
部
of
分
the
的城市
testing,
在出现疫情的再次
Pakistan
的反
now
弹的
can
时候，
test up
我
to
们也是采取了
20,000
扩大检测一个
people.
方法。
That is also the case with
发现
China, as we
是巴基
also
斯坦还是中
expand the
国，
testing
我们如
capacity
果
as we
采
saw
取
the
有
resurgence of the
快速
epidemic.
的扩大检测的能
If
力，
we
在
can take rapid
对
and
确诊
effective
的隔
testing
离，我们
measures
在控
and
制这个疾病
together
方面
with
是具有绝对的信心。
quarantine
在
and
这次的疫
isolation
情的控制当
measures,
中，
we
我
have
们
confidence in
看到
containing
巴基斯
and
坦
curbing the
在
epidemic.
病死率方面维
During
持
the
在很低
epidemic,
的
we
水
also
平。
see that
这个和巴基斯坦
there is a low
当地能
death
够有
rate
效地控制
in
住疫情，
Pakistan.
在
That
当
is,
地没有发生
that,
挤兑
that is
有着密切的关
connected
系。
with the fact that
像巴基斯坦这样
there is
能
no
够
scramble for
的控制疫
medical
情，
resources
把重症的病人
in medical
控制到
in
很低的范围
Pakistan,
内，
as it
是我们
managed
中国
to
在的疫情
control
展
the
开以后
population of
迅速
patients
取得的
with
一个经验。
critical
今
conditions.
天无论
This
是
is
巴基斯
also
坦还
our
是中国，
experience.
我们都很好了这些，也就是说，对这个疾病的
Today,
我们能够快速的检测、
we
有效的隔离，
to
坚决做到全民
test
戴口罩和维持社交距离，
and
像
effectively
对于
and our
我们
people
控制住疫情是至关重要的。
can wear
同
masks
时，
and
无论
keep
如何
social
要避免
distance.
出
That is
现重症病人的医疗挤
paramount
兑。
to the control
那么
of
做
the
到
epidemic.
这些抗疫的最关键的一个环节，我相信不仅仅是巴基斯坦，还是中国，我们都可以保证我们的将来能够
to make sure
对
that
这个疫
we
情呢
put
有
the
继续比较
epidemic
好的一
under
个控制。
control.
那么中巴之间长期有着非常好的友谊的传统，中巴之间也是一带一路丝绸之路上面的重要的2个友谊的国家。通过这一次，我们2个取得了比较好的成绩。我们也希望呢，再进一步呢，通过2个国家在研究方面的合作，特别是临床科研方面的合作，能够进步呢有效的治疗药。那么这些药物或者疫苗，对于我们将来进一步的降低2个国家面临这个 COVID-19 的风险，将有极大的一个意义。所以在这里，我期盼将来巴基斯坦的专家能和我们一起，能够推动 COVID-19 的临床科研的合作，为整个世界呢做出贡献。因为我们2个国家做出的抗疫的成果，将对整个的丝绸之路的最终全面控制疫情会发挥重大的一个示范作用。今天我再次感谢巴基斯坦的专家和我们携手抗疫，团结在一起，共实现对这的控制。谢谢。
好，谢谢。
Thank you.
好，谢谢这个张文宏教授。
Thank you, Mr. Zhang.
张文宏教授也是我们国内的很有名的
household
医学专家，
in medical
在许多人当中，特别是青年人当
in many
中是一
people's
个网红啊。
he is a
下面我们
celebrity.
请
Now, next, I
国
would
家
like to
发改
invite
委宏
Mr.
安
Yang
宏安院
Changhong,
的这个
researcher
杨
of
长
the
勇研究
Academy
员
of
来给我们介绍一
Macroeconomic
下走廊
Research,
建设
the
的一个总
National
体情况，以及
Development
两
and
国各个
Reform
领域是
Commission
合作的一个
on the
前景。
practical cooperation between China and Pakistan in various fields. Honorable guests, friends, good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to attend the meeting and to give you briefings on promoting the CPEC cooperation and my suggestions and views as a scholar. In 2013, President Xi proposed the Belt and Road Initiative. 7 years on, the initiative has been delivered on the ground, focusing on connectivity of policies, infrastructure, trade, finance, and people. Fruitful results have been made. 6 economic corridors within the framework has made headway. By January 2019, there are a total of 22 CPEC projects with the total investment of $20 billion USD. It also brings benefits to countries along the belt. It has become China's solution to build a community with a shared future for mankind. The CPEC is the flagship of the Belt and Road Initiative. 5 years on, it has made steady improvement, making contributions for the economic, social development of Pakistan. It witnessed the all-weather strategic cooperative partnership. So far, the CPEC development has entered phase 2. The two sides should act upon consensus, push for more results, and achieve quality development. Now, as a scholar, I would like to propose 4 suggestions. 1. Deepen cooperation on electricity. Electricity impedes the process of industrialization and urbanization in Pakistan. The phase 1 CPEC energy projects has eased power shortage in Pakistan. Going forward, we should expedite the implementation of Kahala hydropower stations, plan the building of more power stations. Meanwhile, we should expedite the development of a railway mainline 1 project and strengthen cooperation with Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, and other international agencies to provide the projects with more funds. 2, we should expand cooperation on industrial capacity. It will be the next priority after the improvement of infrastructure. The focus can be put on 3 areas. 1, textile. Textile is the special industry for Pakistan and the competitive industry for China. 2, steel. There will be a huge demand for steel in the process of industrialization and urbanization in Pakistan. 3, oil, gas, and minerals. Pakistan can consider the expediting the development of special economic zones, improve infrastructure and policies. 3, expand the cooperation on trade. The Gwadar Middle East Express will connect Gwadar with other major ports in the world. We should take advantage of CPEC land and sea routes, elevate the bilateral trade, develop Gwadar port into a hub for international transit trade, and explore CPEC plus e-commerce trade model. 4, strengthen cooperation on people's livelihood. People connectivity is the foundation of the friendship between us and an important part of CPEC development. We can consider the cooperation on health sector and to make it as an important part of people-to-people connectivity. We can also consider the cooperation on poverty elevation and combine poverty elevation with industrial development, science progress, and education cooperation, make poverty elevation more targeted and sustainable. The above mentioned is my suggestions on the further development of CPEC. I would like to wish for better development of CPEC and Pakistan, and I wish for the long life of the friendship between us. Thank you.
感谢杨长勇研究员啊。
Thank you, Mr.
参会的巴基斯坦有关政党领导人呢，大家对走廊建设有什么样的期待，有什么样的建议？这也是我们开这次会的这个重要的一个目的，就是想听一听。现在我们请人民民主党议会党团的领袖，参议院气候变化委员会的主席希塔拉·阿亚兹女士发言。
ANP Parliamentary Party. Now, Madam, the floor is yours.
Mr. Sadiq Sanjrani, Chairman, Senate of Pakistan, Governor Balochistan, and dear friends from China and my colleagues, Assalamu alaikum and greetings from Pakistan, Islamabad, Pakistan. We are grateful to China for support at a different time. And China went sometimes beyond limit to help Pakistan. Today, it's a pleasure for me to be in this forum to discuss a very important CPEC. For us, CPEC is a real game changer, and it will help. The CPEC is going to help us in dealing with the challenges which we are facing. CPEC is a top priority for us, and we can see that all the parties are here. CPEC is a consensus-oriented project. As I belong to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and we have some projects of CPEC in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. I would like to talk on that, which is right now we in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, that is to some of the projects which I want to discuss here. CPEC will help KB make footprints in the international world on the better side of globalization and capitalism, that is through trade and industry. As you all know that our province went through a lot in the past years. And now the world is seeing an optimistic role in multinational projects through Russia-Kai Economic Zone. which is soon going to be started. Greater Peshawar region mass transit feasibility is under a process and shall be completed by end of 2020. This will help a lot my province, and the investment, especially in this mass transit project, will help to boost the trade within Pakistan and increase trade and economic cooperation with China. The other projects which right now is the road projects, which really is helping a lot, and the project which recently opened is this transport infrastructure will really boost the trade, which we can see also, and in future too it will help. The project has a great potential for Pakistan in both economic and regional domain. Despite of COVID pandemic, the pace of work on CPEC did not affect it. We all see, and we are grateful for to China that they passed through a lot. In fact, the COVID started from there, but they helped us also. The Pakistan, as usual, they send, which is mentioned before also, that they send masks, and they help us even in other things like ventilators, which we are grateful. And right now what we are seeing is that there are 13,000 Chinese experts and engineers, and 70,000 of our Pakistanis are employed in the CPEC project. And as I said, that we were affected by the COVID, and but the pace of work here in Pakistan, the CPEC work, did not affect, and it helped a lot of people who were feared to be unemployed. They, alhamdulillah, they are there. The motorway, which is between the DI Khan and Balochistan, it's also going to improve trade, and especially the support of Gawada is going to boost Pakistan economy. As I said, that I'm from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and I representing here Awami National Party. We are very confident, and we believe that as this project is Pakistan priority project, it will bring peace and priority in the country. I'm a chairperson of climate change in the Senate, and we recently passed a resolution from Senate regarding the construction of small rubber dams, and some Chinese companies show interest and in it, and this small dams will help to provide clean drinking water and is good for environment. And we are hoping that we will soon start building the government with support of Chinese investor. We will soon having these dams in Balochistan, where there is a big problem of clean drinking water, and as well as the Gilgit-Baltistan and some of the KP areas where we don't have a storage, water storage. So this will help us a lot in agriculture also, and in clean drinking water. I would like to endorse my colleague, Senator Sherry Rahman, we need to invest more on environment friendly projects, which I can see in some of the CPEC projects, but still we need to do more to have more environment friendly projects. At the end, I would like to thank the Chinese embassy over here, who are always very helpful and available whenever we need any query to know about CPEC, or if we have some other issues. So they are always there, the ambassador and the whole Chinese embassy. They are always there to support, especially for KP. Whenever my party or I contacted them, they always supported. We are always here to support this project. As I mentioned, and all of us over here mentioned that this is our top priority for us. We look forward to see this project more successful, and the friendship between China and Pakistan, which is strong, we have to make it more stronger. Inshallah, in the future, we will work for our coming generation, and this friendship will transfer to our next generation, hopefully. And yes, sure, for sure, this will be Pak China Dosti Zindabad. Thank you very much.
好，谢谢希塔拉阿雅兹主席的这个发言哈。下面我们请普什图赫瓦民族人民党秘鲁支省的委员会主席、参议院欠发达地区委员会的主席乌斯曼·卡卡尔先生发言。
President of the National Party. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Usman Kaka, President, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Less Developed Areas. Mr. Kaka, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I thank the Communist Party China for arranging this conference of political parties. I thank Honorable Song Tao, Minister of International Affairs, Honorable Nancy Liu Kyo, Secretary of CPC, Jiangxi Province, Ambassador of China in Pakistan, Chairman of Senate Asa Federation, Sadiq Sanjrani, Governor of Balochistan, Amanullah Khan Yasinji, Mushahid Hussain Said Saab, and all others participants. If China wants to make CPEC successful, it should focus on regional security, especially bringing peace in Afghanistan and region. Within Pakistan, the poor areas should be focused like Balochistan, because 71% of people in Balochistan live below poverty line. Unfortunately, Balochistan and northern Balochistan, where Pashtun live in, badly ignored in CPEC. ML1 railway line does not have 1 inch in Balochistan. However, Gawadar is in Balochistan. 1 kilometer motorway in Balochistan is not constructed. Bostan Special Economic Zone should be started at earliest, and I demand that Jai Khan Road should be approved by the JCC and be started. In Balochistan, we face water crisis, so China should give us small dams project to help us. Balochistan covered 45% of Pakistan's total areas. The Pashtun belt in Balochistan province should be given mega project of solar, wind and coal power project. Students of Balochistan should be given maximum scholarship and jobs through CPEC. Regarding COVID-19, China has helped Pakistan and should help more in bringing poor workers to life and stability. Being chairman of Senate Functional Committee for Less Developed Area, demand that CPEC must focus on the developing us developed area in Pakistan. In this regard, ex quota must be given project because no project are given it. The railway line Gawadar to Kuzdar, Kuzdar to Quetta, Quetta to Job, Job to Tang, Tang to Peshawar, Peshawar to Havelian. This is the shortest route of the railway of approximately 900 kilometers. This line is the short of the Chinese and Gawadars. I demand to the PC1 and the completely this railway line. I demand the western route is the Gai Khan to Gawadar to harvest project. In this mega project, the CPEC is the near this route to Afghanistan, Torkham, Chaman, Ghulam Khan, Badini, and this route is the Noshki is the nearest of the Afghanistan and Central Asia. Thank you of our
我瞅那意思是发言了，是不是？是结束了是吧？好。好，下面我们请感谢这个卡卡尔先生的这个发言哈。下面一个发言的是国家党主席哈希尔比赞久。
Our next speaker is Mr. Hazier Bizandro, President of the National Party.
哎，好，对对。这项主席。好，你好，比赞久主席。
डॉक्टर इसाक साहब आप बोलें सर।
जी जी मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी आ रही है।
जी जी। Okay, can I start now?
Yes, Mr. Hazar, you can start now.
Yes, sir, you may start.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Excellency Chairman, Senate and Federation of the Pakistan, Sadiq Sanjarani, His Excellency Vice Mr. IDCP, His Excellency Sang Tao, Minister GNC Province, and
我得满屏幕找的。
Hello.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
I am on behalf of the National Party and on behalf of the peoples of the Balochistan, and especially on behalf of the peoples of the Gwadar. The National Party is based in Balochistan and especially a very popular party in district Gwadar, Bakran division, Panjgur, and many areas of the Balochistan. And we always supported the CPEC. And whenever we got the opportunity, we give very solid suggestions to how to make CPEC more successful, how to make it more participatory for the peoples of the Balochistan, and how to peoples of Balochistan feel the CPEC will bring a change in their life in their economy, in their development. These are the questions still unanswerable. Because of that, okay, CPEC is now, it is, I think, more than 10 years, we are listening about the CPEC. But still very few problems, and they are very genuine problems of the Gwadar. I have been to Gwadar many times, and we also organized 2 and 3 conferences about the CPEC. And especially in Gwadar, we call the fishermen, we call the students, we call the notables, we call the ex-MNAs, MPAs, district Nazoms, union council chairmen, and we discuss how we can, make solid suggestions and convey them to especially our friends, to Chinese friends and the federal government to address these issues. Because of that, when the people feel the development is for us, when the people feel the development is for the peoples of the Gwadar, and they will participate, they will be happy, and they will protect the CPEC. No doubt, in current situation, when we see the global political scenario, no doubt Pakistan also needs the alternate route and development of the Gwadar, and as well the Chinese. What is happening in the South China Sea, everybody knows about that. And this is the shortest route for the China to develop the Xinjiang province. And the other thing is that, especially, I don't know why these core issues were not addressed, even from the both sides, even from the government of the Balochistan, then from the federal government, very little issues. For example, when we talk about the hospital, still there is no surgeons, and the hospitals are not so operational to give facilities to the peoples of the Gwadar. And when we talk about the educational institutions, the education institutions are also not operational. And especially when we see in the future, such a large development activity will begin by the CPEC, especially in the Gwadars. And the peoples of the Gwadar youth need to be trained. Youth need to get training on, on different sections and different technologies to participate and get opportunity in CPEC. For example, technical trainings, vocational trainings, even the Chinese language. But still, these things were not, done by the federal government, especially for the peoples of the Gwadar. As far as we, the National Party, we think peoples to peoples connectivity can play a vital role. When the peoples of the Balochistan, peoples from the Gwadar, peoples from the Gage, Panjur, and especially from the Balochistan, the rest of the Pakistan will go to the Chinese institutions, get education there, they will get training over there, and when they come back and will get a job in Balochistan, in Gwadar, then they will feel happy. For example, I will give you an example about the Sendak project. Sendak project,
गुजारिश है कि थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट करके मैसेज कन्वे कर दें ताकि और पार्टिसिपेंट्स का भी हो जाए, थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट कर दें.
Okay. And for example, they will give scholarships to the students, number one. And the other thing is, especially the fish industry need more attention. The fish industry need more things from as well as from the federal government, as well as from the Chinese friends, because especially their economy is dependent upon the fishing. And Balochistan have more than 800 kilometers of the coastal area. It starts from the Gadani and it will goes till the Jivni. And there, everything is there. The other thing is, for example, when I have been to the Gwadar, there is a disputed expressway, West Expressway, East Expressway. Why not we will construct a bridge If the people's, the fishermen have, you know, some reservations, some observations, they don't have access to sea and can't, you know, go for the fishing. There is a lot of alternate ways, but still it was not solved, and it was not addressed. And as well as for the, when I talk, I will short my only few points. When the Dr. Malik Baloch was chief minister, then we formed a chief minister policy reforms unit. It was added by the Kaisar Bengali, very known economic, and I was the co-head. As well, I was the advisor to the chief minister on policy reforms units. This unit, firstly, we initiated which route is better, which route is more economical, which route is more, and we about the West and about the Central. Still, these documents are with the Chief Minister Policy Reforms Units. We also have, you know, these documents. Okay, which route is more better? For example, we suggested the Western route. It is more shortcut. It is more easy, and there is no need of land acquisition because land is very free. No big mountains like that.
好像怎么样？有技术人员要确认一下吗？他还在线上吗 ？Is Mr. still online？ 啊？那好。
All right.
And in last, especially in.
哎，好，我们请上下一位发言人。
Why don't we invite
伊斯兰
the
促进
next
会开普省
speaker,
委员会的主
His
席
Excellency
穆斯塔克·
Mr.
阿哈迈
Mustaq
德先生。
Ahmed, President of GI KPK Province.
这挺好。
الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل وسلم على عبدك ورسولك وحبيبك سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. His Excellency Song Tao, His Excellency Liu Qi, His Excellency Muhammad Sadiq Khan Sanjrani, my dear colleagues, parliamentarians, good afternoon and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a great pleasure, honor and privilege for me to be here in this webinar. I thankful to CPC, to Mushahid Hussain and all organizers of this webinar. I would like to present my views in my national language, Urdu, briefly, very shortly, and will request to Mushahid Hussain Sayyed to translate it for the participants. Are you agree with me, Mr. Mushahid?
आप 3-4 मिनट में मुख्तसर करें, ठक 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 मुश्ताक साहब, ताकि जो तजावीज़ दें ठक 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 और पिछली बातें नहीं, ताकि वो नई बात हो। 3 मिनट 3-4 मिनट मैं आपकी तर्जुमा कर दूं।
मैं अपनी गुफ्तगू का आगाज पाकिस्तान के अजीम फलसफी शायर इकबाल से करूंगा, जिन्होंने चाइना के बारे में 1930 में कहा था कि गरा ख्वाब चीनी संभलने लगे, हिमालय के चश्मे उबलने लगे। ये उनका ग्रेट विजन था कि उन्होंने 1930 में चीन की अजीम ताकत का अंदाजा लगाया था। मैं 1911 के अंदर चाइना गया था सीपीसी के दावत पे, और मैं सीपीसी जो चाइना कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ चाइना है, उनकी तंजीम से, उनकी बहुत बड़ी वर्कर बेस से, उनकी ट्रेनिंग से, उस पार्टी के अंदर जो मेरिटोक्रेसी है और एक डेमोक्रेटिक अप्रोच है, उससे बहुत मुतासिर हुआ हूँ। और जमात इस्लामी पाकिस्तान और चाइना पार्टी ऑफ चाइना, इन्होंने एक मेमोरेंडम ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी साइन की है। मैं चाइना की तारीख से बहुत इनकरेज हुआ हूँ। माओ ज़ेडुंग जो बानी है चाइना का, और जिसने आज़ादी के लिए लॉन्ग मार्च शुरू किया था और आज़ादी हासिल की थी, उसके बाद फिर डेंग ज़ियाओपिंग ने एक और लॉन्ग मार्च शुरू किया कि हम पसमानदगी से आज़ादी हासिल करेंगे, गुर्बत से आज़ादी हासिल करेंगे। और आज प्रेसिडेंट शी उनकी इस ख्वाब को नई बुलंदियों से आशना कर रहा है। तो मैं समझता हूँ चाइना कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ चाइना में और चीन की जो तरक्की का सफ़र है, इसमें बहुत कुछ है लर्न करने के लिए, पाकिस्तान के लिए बिलखुसूस और पूरी दुनिया के लिए बिलूम। कोरोना पेंडेमिक को जिस तरह डील किया चाइना ने, उसमें बहुत बड़ा सबक है और मैं खुसूसन दो पहलुओं की तरफ तवज्जो दिलाऊंगा। एक तो ये कि जिस कामयाबी के साथ उन्होंने कंटेन किया, इन्होंने डील किया, हैंडल किया इस कोरोना पेंडेमिक को, वो एक मिसाल है और काबिल तकलीर है और फॉलो करना चाहिए दुनिया को उसको। दूसरा, मगरिब ने उनके खिलाफ जो प्रोपेगेंडा किया और कोरोना वायरस को चाइना वायरस या मेड इन चाइना करार दिया, उसके ऊपर जिस तरह कंपोज्ड रिस्पांस दिया और अपने अमल से उन्होंने साबित किया इस प्रोपेगेंडे की झूठ को और इसकी जो एक गैर हकीकी बुनियाद है, मैं समझता हूँ वो भी एक मिसाल है और इससे साबित किया कि एक्शन स्पीक लाउड देन वर्ड्स। जहाँ तक सीपैक का ताल्लुक है, तो सीपैक न सिर्फ 3 बिलियन लोगों को कनेक्ट करेगा रोजगार के हवाले से, कनेक्टिविटी के हवाले से, बल्कि उसके साथ साथ ये पाकिस्तान के अंदर एनर्जी क्राइसिस को खत्म करने के लिए बहुत मुफीद साबित होगा। आपको पता है कि इस वक्त पाकिस्तान एनर्जी क्राइसिस से गुजर रहा है और आज के दौर में एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी के बगैर आपकी जो सॉवरेनिटी है उसको आप मेंटेन नहीं रख सकते। तो हमारी एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी वो सीपैक के जरिए से इंश्योर होगी और उसके नतीजे में हम अपनी तरक्की को यकीनी बना सकते हैं। तो मैं समझता हूं कि CPEC will enhance monetary circulation, CPEC will improve road connectivity, and CPEC will promote unimpeded trade, and CPEC will increase understanding between the two great nations, Pakistan and China, and the people of these two great nations. तो अब मैं समझता हूं कि ये एक बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है। खुसूसन मैं खैबर पुख्तनख्वा से बिलोंग करता हूं और पुख्तून बहुत चाइना फ्रेंडली लोग हैं। इस सीपैक के प्रोजेक्ट से खैबर पुख्तनख्वा, अर्स्टाइल फाटा और बलूचिस्तान, जो हमारे बहुत लेस प्रिविलेज इलाके हैं, वो इंशाल्लाह इससे तरक्की के रास्ते पर गामजन होंगे। और इसके नतीजे में यहाँ पे जिस तरह सीपैक अपने अलाइड कंपोनेंट के साथ एक सड़क नहीं है, बल्कि तरक्की का, रोजगार का, आगे बढ़ने का एक जामे और हम पहलू मंसूबा है, उससे इंशाल्लाह हम मुस्तफीद होंगे। मैं इस मौके पे इस अज़म का इज़हार करता हूँ, हमारी पार्टी इस अज़म का इज़हार करती है कि सीपैक एक गेम चेंजर है और एक ऐसे ज़माने में जब दुनिया अपनी इर्द गिर्द दीवारें खड़ी कर रही है, चाइना जो है वो दुनिया को ब्रिज कर रहा है, ममालिक को ब्रिज कर रहा है। तो हम रीजनल स्पॉइलर से और ग्लोबल स्पॉइलर से खूब आगाह हैं और इंशाल्लाह कोई रीजनल स्पॉइलर और कोई ग्लोबल स्पॉइलर कामयाब नहीं होगा कि पाक चाइना फ्रेंडशिप के अंदर रख ना डाले और सीपैक जैसे गेम चेंजर मंसूबे को वो नाकाम बना सके। इंशाल्लाह वक्त के साथ साथ हमारी दोस्ती के अंदर, हमारी कोऑपरेशन के अंदर, हमारी म्यूचुअल इंटरेस्ट को आगे बढ़ाने के अंदर, इसमें इंशाल्लाह मजीद तरक्की आएगी। चाइना और दूसरे लोगों में फर्क क्या है? चाइना और दूसरे लोगों में फर्क यह है कि दूसरे लोग हम
जबानों में ट्रांसलेट होनी है, थोड़ा सा 3 जबानों में ट्रांसलेट होनी है, प्लीज जरा
मैं वाइंड अप कर रहा हूँ। चाइना और दूसरे लोगों में फर्क यह है कि दूसरे लोग हमें कहते हैं डू मोर और हम चाइना को कहते हैं डू मोर, और चाइना मजीद हमारी तरक्की के लिए, हमारी पेशरफ्त के लिए उसमें किरदार अदा कर रही है। तो मैं इस मौके पे चाइना का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ, प्रेसिडेंट शी का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ। शेष चाइना, शेष प्रेसिडेंट शी और पाक चाइना दोस्ती जिंदाबाद। शुक्रिया, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
I'll be very brief in translating the very important speech of His Excellency Mr. Senator Mushtaq, my good friend and colleague, leader of Jamaat Islami. He started with a quotation of the great poet of the East, Iqbal, who said in 1930, the great Chinese nation is rising from slumber and the springs of hope are emerging from the Himalayas, which unite the nations of China and Pakistan. And then he mentioned that when he went to China in 2011 as part of the delegation of Jamaat Islami, They had a great visit. He was inspired by China, China's meritocracy, China's Communist Party, China's administration, and China's inner party democracy. And the Jamaat Islami, his party, signed an MOU with the Communist Party of China. And he said he has been inspired by Chairman Mao, his Long March, his quest for liberation of China, then the reformist policies of Deng Xiaoping, and now the great leadership of President Xi Jinping, who is realizing the dreams of his predecessors. He said we must learn from China, and 2 points he said are very valid in the coronavirus crisis. Number one, the way China contained the crisis. A big country of 1.3 billion, and they contained it in a short period. It's an example to be followed. It's a lesson to be learned by the rest of the countries. And second point he said is very important, is the Western propaganda, which was false, which was baseless, and which tried to say it's a China virus. And he said, we reject that because we feel that China has always supported Pakistan. He said, CPEC is the symbol of that friendship, and CPEC is something that has now strengthened and ended Pakistan's energy crisis. It's a guarantor for a better tomorrow, especially for the less developed areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Balochistan, and FATA. And he says, he comes from the Pakhtun community, the Pakhtun nationality. He says that Pakhtuns are very China-friendly people. And that's absolutely true. And she said CPEC is a way to a better tomorrow. And China is building not walls like the West. China is breaking down walls and building bridges of understanding and friendship. And he says, we are very grateful. The West gives us lessons, especially the Americans. But China always does so much for us. And they do so much for us. We are grateful to President Xi Jinping, Chinese Communist Party, and the Chinese people. And he says, long live Pakistan-China friendship. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jaldi mein maine kiya.
好，谢谢阿哈迈德先生的精彩发言，也特别谢谢这个穆沙希德先生的这个翻译，我特别佩服你的记忆能力。
I would like to thank Mr. Mushashi,
下面我
especially
们
for your outstanding memory.
请
Next, I would like to
伊斯兰神学会的主席、议会党团的领袖
Mr. Asad Mohammed,
阿萨
eminent
德
leader
·乌
of
尔
GUIF
拉赫曼先生发
Parliamentary
言。
Party.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। बहुत शुक्रिया। चाइना पाकिस्तान इक्तिसादी राहदारी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज जॉइंट मैकेनिज्म के इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में दावत पर मैं आपका बहुत मशकूर हूँ। और इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में CPC के मरकज़ी कमेटी के बैनुल-अक़वामी महकमे के वज़ीर इज़्ज़त माब सोंग ताओ, CPC जियांसी सूबाई कमेटी के पार्टी सेक्रेटरी इज़्ज़त माब लेंसी लिवक्यो और पाकिस्तान में चाइना के सफ़ीर याओ चिंग और पाकिस्तान से चेयरमैन सेनेट और गवर्नर बलूचिस्तान और पाकिस्तान की तमाम पार्टियों के पार्लियामेंटेरियंस और उनके नुमाइंदगान का मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि उन्होंने अपनी तजावीज़ जो पाकिस्तान के लिए हैं पाक चाइना CPEC के हवाले से उन्होंने दी है। यकीनन इसमें कोई शक नहीं है कि पाकिस्तान जू बढ़ता जा रहा है। पाकिस्तान और चाइना के अवाम एक दूसरे के करीब आते चले जा रहे हैं। हमें चीन का ये ताल्लुक जो पहले दोस्ती का ताल्लुक था, ये विरासत में हमें मिला है और हम समझते हैं कि पाकिस्तान के तमाम नज़रियों से ताल्लुक़ रखने वाले लोग, हर मकतब फ़िक्र से ताल्लुक़ रखने वाले लोग, तमाम पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ अगर किसी चीज़ पर मुत्तफ़िक है तो या वो कश्मीर के मसले पर मुत्तफ़िक है या वो चाइना और पाकिस्तान की दोस्ती पर मुत्तफ़िक है। और हम ये समझते हैं कि आज पाकिस्तान और चाइना ने इस दोस्ती को जब इक्तिसादी दोस्ती में तब्दील करने की बुनियाद डाली तो इस पर मुझे इस बात का फ़ख्र भी है कि जो हुकूमत पाक चाइना कॉरिडोर की बुनियादें रख रही थी तो उस बुनियाद रखने में जमीयत उलमा इस्लाम का और मेरी पार्टी के लीडरशिप का हज़रत मौलाना फजलुर रहमान साहब का भी اس کی بنیاد میں بھرپور کردار ہے. میں اس حوالے سے کچھ گزارشات عرض کرنا چاہتا ہوں کہ پاکستان کے تمام جو مغربی روٹ ہے یا ایسٹرن روٹ ہے، دونوں میں یقیناً پسماندگی اپنی جگہ پر پائی جاتی ہے، لیکن پاکستان کے مغربی روٹ میں جہاں جو ڈیرہ اسماعیل خان سے ہو کر گوادر تک جائے گا، میں بالاتفاق اسی شہر ڈیرہ اسماعیل خان سے تعلق رکھتا ہوں، اور خیبر پختونخوا کے اندر یہ شہر آتا ہے. یہاں رشکئی میں جو خصوصی ایک اقتصادی زون بنایا گیا ہے، یقیناً وہاں پر بھی ان کے لیے، وہاں کے عوام کے لیے یہ ضروری ہے، لیکن سی پیک کے حوالے سے جو کاروباری حضرات پرائیویٹ سیکٹر میں ڈیرہ اسماعیل خان کی طرف جن کا رجوع ہوا ہے، اور وہاں پر جو ایک اقتصادی حوالے سے بھونچال آیا ہے اور وہاں کی معاشی سرگرمیاں تیز ہوئی ہیں، تو میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ یہ پہلے بھی تجاویز میں تھا کہ اقتصادی زون یا انڈسٹریل پارک وہ ڈیرہ اسماعیل خان میں بنایا جائے. تو اس حوالے سے آج بھی اگر حکومت پاکستان اور چائنا کی حکومت دونوں اس حوالے سے اقدامات کرے کہ اقتصادی زون جو ہے وہ ڈیرہ اسماعیل خان میں بنایا جائے، تو یہ ایک انتہائی فروٹفل اس کے نتائج ہوں گے، کیونکہ ایک تو بالکل یہ تمام صوبوں کے سنگم پر واقع ہے، اور ایک ایسا شہر ہے جو پاکستان کے اندر 3 صوبوں کو ملاتا ہے، اور پسماندگی اور آبادی کے حوالے سے بھی یہ ان اضلاع میں شامل ہے کہ جس تصور کے ساتھ سی پیک کو بنایا گیا ہے کہ چائنا کے جو پسماندہ علاقے ہیں ان کو اوپر اٹھایا جائے، تو یہ اس کے عین مطابق یہاں پر بھی ڈیرہ اسماعیل خان کے لوگوں کو اس کی توجہ کی ضرورت ہے. میں یہ سمجھتا ہوں کہ آج تمام پولیٹیکل پارٹیز چائنا کی طرف سے، جو چائنا کی پولیٹیکل پارٹی ہے اور پاکستان کی تمام پولیٹیکل پارٹیز، وہ اس پر متفق ہیں، اور یہاں پر جو باتیں کی گئی ہیں میں ان کو دہرانا نہیں چاہتا کہ ہمارے خطے کے اندر جو لوگ اس منصوبے کو نہیں چاہتے، یا بین الاقوامی سطح پر جو لوگ اس منصوبے کو نہیں چاہتے، تو میں اس حوالے سے ضرور یہ کہوں گا کہ پاکستان اور چائنا کو حکمت کے ساتھ، تدبر کے ساتھ اقدامات جس طرح وہ کرتے چلے آئے ہیں اور آج سی پیک کو دوسرے مرحلے میں داخل کر رہے ہیں، تو اسی تدبر اور حکمت کے ساتھ ہمیں اس منصوبے کو آگے بھی بڑھانا چاہیے. اور اتنا اطمینان پاکستان کی طرف سے میں یقیناً دلانا چاہتا ہوں کہ پاکستانی عوام وہ چائنا کے ساتھ، ان کے عوام کے ساتھ ان کے دل دھڑکتے ہیں، اور ہر قدم پر ہم جس طرح چائنا نے ہماری ہر مشکل میں مدد کی ہے، اسی طرح پاکستان کے عوام بھی پاک چین دوستی اور سی پیک راہداری کے خلاف ہونے والی ہر سازش کو انشاءاللہ ناکام بناتے آئے ہیں اور ناکام بناتے رہیں گے. میں تمام دوستوں کا شکر گزار ہوں، اور خصوصاً چین کو اس حوالے سے بھی خراج تحسین پیش کرنا چاہتا ہوں کہ انہوں نے یہ کرونا وائرس میں جس طرح اپنی قوم کو، انسانی جانوں کو محفوظ بنایا، اور پھر اس کے بعد جو ممالک کرونا وائرس سے متاثر ہوئے ان میں پاکستان کے ساتھ انہوں نے انسانی جانوں میں کو تحفظ دینے میں ان کی مدد کی، ان کے ساتھ تعاون کیا، دوسرے ممالک کے ساتھ تعاون کیا. تو چائنا اس حوالے سے قابل تقلید بھی ہے، اور ان کو خراج تحسین پیش کرنا بھی میں ضروری سمجھتا ہوں، اور دعا گو ہوں کہ یہ تعلق جو آج پاکستان اور چائنا کا ہماری نسلوں میں منتقل ہوا ہے، یہ آئندہ ہماری آنے والی نسلوں میں منتقل ہو. بہت شکریہ. پاکستان چین دوستی زندہ باد.
Thank you very much, Shukriya. Maulana Asad Mahmood Saab, leader of the parliamentary party of the JUIF, and he's also the son of Maulana Fazlur Rahman, who is one of the most respected leaders of Pakistan in the region, and who was formerly chairman Kashmir Committee, and Maulana Asad Mahmood's grandfather, Mufti Mahmood Saab, was the chief minister democratically elected of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. He has made a very important speech. He has said that he thanked the Communist Party of China for organizing this conference under the auspices of the International Department. And he says that all the political parties of Pakistan, irrespective of the differences on domestic politics, are united on the issue of CPEC as well as on Kashmir. And we are very happy that Pakistan-China relations are now being transformed into an economic relationship based on economic cooperation, economic connectivity, as well as trade. And he says that I'm very proud of the fact that my father, Maulana Fazlur Rahman Saab, who is the supreme leader of the JUIF, he is one of the founders who built CPEC. They laid the foundation stone of CPEC when it started 6 years ago, led by President Xi Jinping of China. And then Maulana Asad Mahmood Saab has said that on the western route he welcomes, because he comes from a place called Dera Ismail Khan, D.I. Khan, which is part of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, but which is very strategically located at the confluence of 3 provinces, Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Punjab. And he says that this western route from D.I. Khan will go to Gwadar. But he's also made a proposal, and I think this is a very important proposal. He says while there's going to be a special economic zone in Rashakai, which is near Naushera in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, he proposes an industrial park, which has already been discussed, a special economic zone in Dera Ismail Khan, D.I. Khan, because this is at the confluence of 3 provinces, and it will benefit Dera Ismail Khan and also the region around it. And it will have, as he says, fruitful results. And he says we should follow the Chinese example, because China developed its backward areas first, less developed areas first. So we should also focus on the less developed areas. And he says that there are forces in the region, there are forces globally, which are trying to undermine CPEC, which are trying to damage CPEC. We should handle that. Pakistan and China together with wisdom, with statesmanship, and with patience. But the Chinese people should rest assured that the people of Pakistan stand by China and our hearts beat in unison. And we will reject all conspiracies against CPEC and against Pakistan-China friendship. And we are very grateful to China also on one other count, China's handling of coronavirus. China has taken the lead, successfully contained and curbed and crushed this coronavirus inside China. And China also gave help to countries like Pakistan. So we should follow China's lead in combating coronavirus. And finally, he says that his party, people of Pakistan, parliament, we all stand by China, and Pakistan-China friendship is something which is in the interests. Thank you very much. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. करने की शुक्रिया।
感谢伊斯兰学会主席、议会党团领袖阿萨德·乌尔拉赫曼先生的发言，也感谢这个穆沙希德先生的这个精彩的翻译。我们下面请俾路支持人民党议会党团领袖安瓦尔·哈克·卡卡尔先生发言。
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. His Excellency Mr. Sao Theng, the rest of the dignitaries, the organizers, thank you so much for offering me this opportunity to contribute on this important forum. It would be very blasphemous if I do not mention Senator Mushahid Hussain, who has always been on the lead when the China-Pakistan friendship comes. I must appreciate his efforts, not just on this forum, but I've observed him on many others. I would take you back 6 years in the past when the initiation of CPEC appeared as a flagship project of BRI in an environment where the Pakistan was projected by the many global quarters as a state who's happening to be evident as a failed state in the post-Second World War. And that scenario transformed by the arrival of our all-weather friendship by the Chinese side. And in that environment, Chinese invested in the CPAC. And after 6 or 7 years of that initiation, the security environment in the Pakistan is admirable. We have come to a stage, we have managed the violence. The same state of Pakistan is now being projected as an economic engine of the region, has been projected at least. So thank you, China, for granting this opportunity by intervention of projects like CPAC. And it just not brought in a positive impact in our security environment. I personally feel, or my party, which is Balochistan Awami Party under the leadership of Jam Kamal, that from Gwadar to Khanjarab and from Karachi to Khyber, CPEC is also engaging in terms of our infrastructure and contributing in building our nation building project. It is bringing Pakistan towards togetherness. Pakistani nation, underdeveloped areas, provinces like Balochistan, KP, interior Sindh, south of Punjab, they are being interconnected with each other by the same projects which we got an opportunity in terms of CPAC. I would also here request to ponder that on the successful culmination of the first phase of CPAC, in the next phase, we anticipate that we can play a major role in the global food security by taking advantage of the innovative agriculture technology of China, by having R&Ds in science and technology. And we do expect that the Chinese side would come in with all its innovative ideas and would take the benefit of human resource which is available on Pakistani side, so we could contribute at the global level and at regional level and share that mutual prosperity and destiny with each other. On this occasion, I would appreciate, congratulate the Chinese leadership, the Communist Party, of its handling of the century's biggest medical crisis of coronavirus in the manner where they have just not helped their own citizenry. But their medical diplomacy has set a new record where they have helped the developing nations along with the developed nations. This occasion reminds us that the slogans and the notions of so-called containment of China policy is not just a misplaced notion, rather it's surreal, it's bizarre. When we talk of containing of China, primarily we are talking about the containment of 1.5 billion human beings. How on earth is it possible that you contain the thinking process of 1.5 billion people, their scientific contribution, their economic contribution, their cultural contribution? So the lesson which Pakistan or the rest of the world has to learn, that instead of this fallacy of idea, the world has to learn how to get connected, how to get engaged with China rather being containing it. The engagement of China is the future course. It is not just future course for the South Asian region. It is a future course action which has been enunciated by the BRI of President Xi's vision. It is an offer at the global market. And I hope that in the time, the rest of the international community would realize and see the mutual benefit which lies for not just 50 or 54 initial perceived countries who would benefit from it, but probably from Confucius civilization's land to across the Atlantic, across the Pacific. The whole globe would benefit from this mutual economic cooperation model. I thank you once again and looking forward for the further close relationship between Pakistani and Chinese people. Long live Pakistan-China friendship. Pakistan Zindabad, China Zindabad. Thank you so much.
感谢安瓦尔哈克卡卡尔先生的发言。我们
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaka,
下面一
for
位发
your
言的是
speech. Next,
巴
we
中
give
学
the
会的
floor
执行主
to
任穆斯塔法。
Mr. Mustafa of Pakistan China Institute.
大家好，我很荣幸见到诸位领导。Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. Firstly, it's a pleasure and a privilege for the Pakistan China Institute to partner with the International Department of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China to host this historic second joint consultative mechanism, which has been a resounding success. I also would like to apprise the participants that this is the 10th Friends of Silk Road event that we have hosted in a span of approximately 1 year, which included the visit of Excellency Wang Qishan last June in 2019. A lot has been said by the honorable participants, so I'll make my remarks very short and brief. I think that when we are talking about the Idai-Ilu, the Belt and Road Initiative, it would be incomplete if we don't refer to the chapter on the Belt and Road Initiative by President Xi Jinping, who has recently published the book 3 of Governance on China. And I wanted to paraphrase after hearing Madam Sherry Rahman's speech and Madam Sitara Yaz's speech on green development and on sustainability. And I quote President Xi, he says, Belt and Road Cooperation is not about establishing an exclusive club. It aims to promote green development. We should launch green infrastructure projects, make green investment, and provide green financing to protect the earth, which we all call home. In pursuing the BRI, everything should be done in a transparent manner, and we should have zero tolerance for mismanagement and corruption. So I think that green development has become even more pertinent post-COVID pandemic, where we have realized that protecting the earth is no longer a choice, but it is a necessity. And I think the most appropriate manifestation of globalization today and of multilateral cooperation today is the Belt and Road Cooperation. And I think that this joint consultative mechanism has unanimously rejected unilateralism and has supported and reaffirmed the consensus for the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is the flagship project of the BRI. Also, when we talk about pandemics, I think that there is a pandemic which is more dangerous than the COVID-19, and that is the pandemic of unilateralism, of stigmatization, and of a policy which seems to have been revived, and of regime change. I would like to take this opportunity to express solidarity with the Communist Party of China, which has been at the receiving end from multiple quarters. And I think it is important that diplomacy and even confrontation should have parameters and red lines, and no country should cross those red lines. When we talk about the Communist Party of China, it is the soul of the People's Republic of China. The Communist Party of China is the very foundation of the PRC. It is the biggest, largest political party in the world with over 90 million members. So as Senator Anwarul Haq Kakar said, if anyone talks about containing China, it is easier said than done. Last but not least, in the 18th May speech of 2020 in the World Health Assembly, President Xi Jinping spoke about the Health Silk Road, which is part and parcel of the Belt and Road Initiative. The Health Silk Road, we believe, can be a key policy for pursuing health infrastructure and green infrastructure and ensuring that future pandemics like COVID-19 are preempted and avoided, to include a safer world, to make a safer world and a world which is more inclusive. And I would like to just end by a Chinese saying, which I particularly like. Says that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So I think that Pakistan and China are going together into the 21st century, which is the Asian century. And I'm confident that we will overcome all the challenges that are in front of us and transform the opportunity of CPEC into something which is magnificent, not only for Pakistan, but the whole region. Thank you very much.
感谢穆斯塔法先生的发言。我们下面是正义运动党的对外交流合作顾问卡西先生。
The speaker is Mr. Kasi, advisor to the PTI organizer.
Honorable leaders and representatives from the International Department of the Communist Party of China, my dear brother, His Excellency Mr. Yao Jing, and the leadership of the political parties in Pakistan, Assalamu alaikum. Today, we are all gathered here to attend the second round of the Joint Consultation Mechanism Political Parties Dialogue on CPAC, and I believe it is a great initiative by the CPC's International Department to gather all the mainstream stakeholders to present their views, suggestions, and arguments on CPAC and how to further strengthen and promote the Pak-China strategic cooperation. The year 2020 has been a very tough, stressful, and challenging for not only Pakistan and China, but for each and every country on the map of this globe. When the novel coronavirus spread like wildfire and took away precious lives and affected economies and businesses across the world. Where China suffered the most in the fight with the COVID-19, it also took immediate measures on how to combat the virus by giving exemplary performances on its countering strategy, and the credit of which directly goes to the Chinese leadership and the Chinese Communist Party. Where China had a tough time in fighting at front forward, it played its brotherhood role by providing all possible assistance to Pakistan in combating the deadly coronavirus. And undoubtedly, Pakistan too was the very first to help China with all its resources in the initial days of the virus. As the whole world had eyes on the world leaders of the West, especially the United States, with its tons of resources in the health sector and trillions of dollars of welfare budget, unfortunately, the American leadership not only failed to provide safety and support to the global community, but also failed to do the needful for its own people. Where on one hand, China was continuously sending PPEs, ventilators, masks, and financial assistance to its allies, neighbors, and friendly countries, the American leadership was raising the price of the healthcare items and stopped the export of American-made medicine and vaccines, which were somehow proven useful for the COVID patients. Where the whole world was promoting distancing and finding means to make their citizens happy and healthy, the US police started the killing of the African-American minorities on the streets, which resulted in instability across the US. And like always, the African-Americans were yet again deprived from their basic human rights. Where in the past several decades, the US has been playing a dominating role at all occasions as a self-proclaimed leader of Mother Earth, it actually failed to play its due role for mankind and rather further made it more difficult for its native to counter COVID by giving silly and unproductive state health policies. I urge to all the leadership of the political parties present here to please stand tall with each other in the same way as that we are gathered here today to support China and our strategic cooperation. A stronger message needs to be conveyed that the self-proclaimed leaders and well-wishers of this region, that Pakistan and China are brothers, and brothers not only eat together, but also fight together with all who to try to harm them. China's support to Pakistan in the Kashmir issue and how China raised the voice of the Kashmiri people along with Pakistan at all international forums is remarkable and praiseworthy. And we strongly condemn the acts of India in the Ladakh conflict and rest assured to China that the people of Pakistan are in it with you and shall fight for the betterment and prosperity of our two countries till the very end of time. No matter how hard India tries to create instability and provide financial support to the terrorists and traitors of Pakistan, our people will always shoot down their plans and ideas the way our prestigious armed forces shot down their fighter jets at several times. Looking forward and pray for the bright and healthy future of our two countries, and inshallah, we shall always rise higher and higher day by day. Here I would just like to quote Chairman Mao's very famous saying, when he was asked who is a progressive person, and he replied, a progressive person is the one who looks after the people left behind. And I think China is really looking after all its friends who are somehow left behind due to some reasons. Long live Pakistan-China friendship, and I congratulate the IDCPC on such a successful event. Thank you.
好，感谢大家的这个精彩发言呢。在发言当中啊，许多的朋友们，介绍了中巴经济走廊进展所取得的，中巴经济走廊建设所取得的进展，对走廊建设的意义和影响，包括它带来的实际的效果呀，都给予了积极的评价。这一切都让我们感到备受鼓舞。大家也都对走廊建设。下一步应该怎么样搞才能更好，才能更有效，才能更符合两国人民的根本利益，提出了很多的意见和建议。大家因为这个视频会议啊，这个朋友们是看不见，我的同事们都在认真的记录。每一条建议，每一条意见，我们都会记录下来。认真的研究，通过相应的渠道啊。进行反馈
give feedbacks upon your suggestions.
在这里，我想啊，特别的感谢我们巴基斯坦各党、各界以及各地的朋友们对中国的理解和支持。感谢大家在涉及到中国核心利益的问题上所给予的一如既往的支持。
To your continued support on issues concerning China's core interests. Likewise, we would like you to have faith in us that the Chinese government and the CPC also takes the side of Pakistan and Pakistani people. We will support Pakistan people for your efforts to safeguard your national sovereignty, territorial integrity, and national dignity.
各位代表朋友们，
Dear delegates,
我们在会议举行这个筹备的过程中啊，
we have solicited
有一个很大的一个想法，就是想通过这次会议，通过一个关于高质量共建中巴经济走廊的一个联合的宣言。宣言的文本呢，已征求过与会各个党的这个意见。
The draft text has been
我们一致认为，近年来啊，中巴经济走廊建设切实的深化了两国在各领域的务实合作，为增进两国民众的福祉，推动地区的繁荣和稳定做出了积极的贡献。我们一致认为啊，在疫情防控常态化的这种条件下，两国政党应该进一步加强 友好共商，积极地承担起政府的责任，更好地发挥政治引领作用，为走廊建设凝聚更多的共识，不断地开辟两国“一带一路”合作的新领域。我觉得大家这个联合宣言呢，得到了与会各个党一致赞成。我想我在这儿利用这个主持人的身份呢。 很高兴地宣布啊，联合宣言呢正式的通过。
The adoption of the joint statement.
各位政党代表朋友们，中巴经济走廊政党工商机制第二次会议啊，完成了既定的议程。我们大家围绕着高质量推进走廊建设。 提出了很多的有针对性、有前瞻性的意见和期待。围绕着走廊建设如何才能够行稳致远，达成了很多重要的共识。我们特别感谢刘奇书记宣布向巴基斯坦这个政府捐赠的50万只医用口罩和2100套防护服，这充分表达了江西 对巴基斯坦抗疫的支持，我们也感谢中港控宣布的大力推进秘鲁之省中巴友谊林的种植项目。我们也特别高兴，这次会议能够通过这样一个联合宣言作为会议的最重要的成果。可以说，这个成果啊，
an important outcome of today's meeting. It will play an important role in enhancing the political party's role in better promote the CPEC development. Going forward, we are willing to work together with the political parties from Pakistan and make the good use of the consultative mechanism and contribute our wisdom to the Belt and Road development and to facilitate the cooperation between our two countries and play our role as political parties for the common development of our two countries. And I would like to give my thanks to all representatives, to leaders from all political parties present today. Give my thanks to Jiangxi Province for its support of the International Department of CPC. I also give my thanks to Chinese Embassy in Pakistan for the inter-party relations and development between China and Pakistan. Here, I also would like to give my special thanks to China-Pakistan Institute and the Friends of Silk Road for the contributions they have made to China-Pakistan friendship and to the development of CPEC. I wish health for all delegates. Long live China-Pakistan friendship. Now, I would like to declare a successful end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All the credit goes to Senator Mushahid Hussain and PCI.
Thank you, thank you. And Kasi is the future. Well done, Kasi Saab. Bahut meherbani.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mushahid Saab. Thank you very much for everything.